Hey, say something real quick. I think you're
Something.
okay. Cool. I was making sure it wasn't going to come through Discord as well.
All right, there we go.
Are we live?
Yep. I'm just was tweeting out
Oh,
the
okay.
link real quick. I was just getting it out there so we can get going. But ah, all right. Well, this is gonna be a little different of a episode, or I guess not really gonna be on podcast platforms. It's just gonna be on YouTube. But we're doing a little home run derby watch along. You got Matt and I here today. David is off, got some other commitments to go to, so we're gonna hold down the fort for him today. Um, Obviously, on YouTube, we're not allowed to show the derby stream, and there's no real way through our software to have the audio. So you're just gonna have to trust us or watch it on yourselves and see our reactions to it a minute later, probably. But, um, anyways, we're going through opening introductions. So while they're doing that, why don't we do our introductions? So Matt, how are you doing this week?
Doing pretty good. I guess it's time to roast David for agreeing to do a work thing on the release of College Football 25 and the Home Run Derby.
Right?
So, David, what are you doing with your life?
Hey,
Um,
look, it's either like he's doing that or he just played some grade A chess and was like, "Hey, I got
yeah.
a work thing," and then so he can just sit and play college football and watch the home run
Well,
derby.
the only problem is that I don't think he bought college football yet, which is even worse.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
So, and the game is pretty good. We've been Damien and I and all pretty much all of us have been looking forward to it for a long, long time. So we're excited for that. But been playing it since about 3 o'clock this afternoon. So it's been a lot.
It's been 11 long years. I'll tell you that.
Hmm.
Um, I got about 20 minutes playing so far before this. We had to start doing this, so I can't wait for this to hurry up and get over so we can jump back to playing that, get a dynasty or a road to glory going.
Yeah,
But
man.
um, if you're just looking for something to put on your side screen while you're playing college football 25, put us on. I mean, just help us out there. But yeah, I mean they're doing introductions right now, so they just did out Bohm there. But um,
Who I don't understand why Alec Bohm's in the All Star or in the Home Run
yeah,
Derby. Like,
yeah, it's really weird. Only 11 homers, but anyway, so what I guess we should probably talk about before we get into the Derby actually starting is the new format for the Derby this year. And if people aren't aware of what the new Derby format is, so now there's, we used to have the bracket style, which was one guy versus another guy. You had a certain time limit, and you just went and whoever won out of that one moved on to the next round, and the way the seeding went. That's not how they're doing it anymore. So the first round is it's just the top four home run hitters out of the top eight move on to the next round. They're 3 minute rounds, 40 pitches, which is a different thing as well that you're only getting 40 pitches. You still have the one time out. There is three bonus outs. Every swing is a home run or an out. So, you have that. A 425-foot homer in the bonus period gets you a fourth bonus as well. And then once you move on to I think it's the semifinals, it's a 1 versus 4 and a 3 versus 2 matchup at that point. So then it goes head to head. And then obviously whoever wins from that one then moves on to the final round, and then it's head to head from there. But a little different format than we've seen the last couple years.
yeah, for sure. Definitely gonna be interesting. I I'll have to re-catch myself back up with that because I that's the first I've heard the changes. So, um, yeah, but it should be interesting. Just looking at some stats. I don't know if you want to make a pick on who's going to win. But
Teoscar Hernandez.
okay.
I
Um,
I gotta stick with the Dodger, right? Got to.
yeah. So it's going to be interesting. Obviously you can look at the different metrics. Bat speed is a big one for this. I think just like your average top exit velocities and your max exit velocities are big here. I think average home run distance is going to be big. So Bobby Witt actually has the longest average home run distance out of this group, which is interesting.
Yeah.
418-foot average, and that's not a very easy park to hit tons of home runs in too. So you kind
Well,
of think that maybe Bobby Witt in his, he's only hit 16 home runs, but if he was playing outside of Kauffman Stadium, he might have hit more.
yeah, I will say too, this ballpark really in Texas really favors left-handed power hitting.
Yeah,
Um, so that's going to be something to watch out for too. I mean, I think is Gunner the only. I mean, I
Jose
guess Jose
Ramirez,
Ramirez can make up
switch
his
hitter.
mind, but
Yeah, he'll
he'll most
probably hit
likely hit
lefty.
lefty.
Yeah,
Um,
those are the two, and of course,
but
I mean, you've got some
Pete,
guys in here like
yeah,
Pete and
Vlad,
Marcel and Teoscar probably hit the ball hard enough to, it
yeah,
probably doesn't matter that much. So
yeah. So I was looking at some stuff earlier today, and I got to give it shout out to Just Baseball and Peter Appel. He did some stats here, looking at um, the the home run derby since 2016. No winner has been above 26, and they've had an average exit velocity, or have hit it, not average, have hit a ball at least 113 or 14 miles an hour this year. Only one person in this derby has to qualify to that. You want to take a guess on who it is?
that was what? Sorry.
Well, it's going to be easy because the first one is they have to be 26 or younger, and they
Well,
have had to have hit a ball 113 or 114 miles an hour this year.
Gunner.
Yep, Gunner's the
Yeah,
only one.
yeah. Gunner
So
actually has the third lowest max exit velocity out of the Derby participants. I mean, Alec Boehm is the lowest,
yeah,
but Teoscar is slightly lower, and then Gunnar Henderson's at 113.1. The highest is actually, I believe, it's actually Jose Ramirez who has hit the hardest ball out of all the home run derby participants, which is kind of surprising. You don't really expect him.
yeah,
You kind of think of him as this guy that has like the perfect launch angle, plate discipline approach to where he can hit a lot of home runs, but they're not necessarily a lot of long home runs. But that maybe his actual raw power is not quite as high as some of these other guys. But I mean, Jose Ramirez, 117-mile-an-hour exit velocity on a ball this year, which is
it's
pretty
crazy.
crazy. Now his top 90th percentile exit velocity is the lowest in the Derby. So that's another thing to look for. It's actually slightly lower than Alec Boehm, but should be a pretty
Well, it's something
interesting
to watch out
there
for sure.
for sure. So
So it looks like they're just wrapping up intros at the moment.
which one of these guys is not an all-star? Adolis isn't, right?
Yes, I think
Uh,
Adolis
is
is
Teoscar an
one.
all-star?
Teoscar is. He's starting in center field actually.
What?
Um, yeah, because the other two outfielders are Profar and Yelich, and he's replacing
Yeah,
Tatis.
I
So
guess
they
I'd throw.
put him.
I
They
guess
put
I'd
him
throw.
in center.
Yeah, I'd probably throw Yelich in center over him, but
Yeah,
Yelich
it
has
could
at
be
least
the
played center.
Teoscar came up as a center fielder.
Maybe in the minors, but I
He
don't
did.
think he ever did. He ever play center for
I
Toronto?
think in Houston,
Oh, okay.
like when he first originally came up, I think he played in Houston. Um, but anyways, I know Pete is because he said that he had to be an all star to do it, and then they were like, okay, and then Brandon Nimmo and Francisco Lindor didn't make it,
Oh yeah,
but I think everyone
yeah.
else is an all
By
star.
the way, Francisco Lindor not making the All Star game is absolutely stupid. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm a Mets hater, but I can sit here and say that's an absolute snub. I don't understand why. And I think this isn't the first time this has happened to him either. I
no,
mean, he's top 10 in F4 in the majors.
yeah,
I mean, I understand Ellie De La Cruz has actually been slightly better by F4, and I think his hitting batting numbers are slightly better, and he's stolen all those bases. So I think Ellie's definitely over him. But like, I mean, I don't remember who the other. Oh, it's Trey Turner, isn't it? He's
yeah.
starting the
Trey Turner
game.
starting, yeah,
Yeah.
and
So
Mookie did make it, but then they replaced him. So
right. Who's the other? Is there another shortstop? I'm drawing a blank.
Abrams, I think.
See that?
See, I think Abrams made it.
There's a lot of other choices they could have made for a national to be in the All-Star game. Like, I mean, they could have picked one of the pitchers or.
Well, Finnegan did replace Helsley today.
Yeah, like.
But I don't know.
Pretty crazy. I mean, Trey Turner's been really good when he's played. He's just missed so much time.
He's missed time. Yeah, that's
it's one of those things. But yeah, you know, I guess, you know, I was just looking at the leaderboard. It's just crazy. Aaron Judge with a 6.3 WAR already.
Yeah.
And but Gunnar Henderson in this home run derby 6.1, and Bobby Witt also in this home run derby with 5.8. So a couple guys in here in that MVP discussion as well. Although, I mean, Gunnar Henderson's not that far behind Judge in the MVP, in the, you know, F4 lead and stuff. His base running and defense is so much better.
Yeah. If only we had, if only Ohtani didn't have Tommy John and they stopped him from doing the home run derby.
Yeah. Is this the StatCast that you have?
Yes. Yeah, this is the StatCast one.
Cool. Yeah, it's better than I don't know. Is it Ravitch doing the other one?
Yeah, Ravitch and Eduardo. It's the ESPN. It's the Sunday Night Baseball crew. Yeah, so it's Ravitch, Eduardo Perez, and David Cohn.
Yeah, it's better than A-Rod, but
you give me Kevin Brown and Mike Petriello. I'll watch it all the time.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, see, I don't know how I like that because they said it's 40 pitches where, like, so if you take a pitch, it's an out. Like, you basically lose that pitch.
Yeah.
So it does put an emphasis back on having a good pitcher, but if you're timing them again and you're like, oh, hey, you can't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, 40 pitches in 3 minutes is probably a lot anyways.
It's pretty good bit. I mean, you're thinking what, like, you've got, it's 3 minutes, so 180 seconds.
Yeah.
And 40 pitches, so you're averaging like 4 seconds a pitch. I mean,
yeah.
It's a way to kind of eliminate the whole cheating because you were supposed to wait for a ball to land before you threw the next pitch, but then they just started throwing, and they wouldn't enforce that. It was hard to enforce, so they just decided to not do that anymore.
Hey, imagine if they just went back to like, hey, you just get 10 outs.
Yeah.
What a concept.
Yeah.
That way you don't got to worry about like,
I know.
If you throwing or whatever. Just let the ball fly.
Yeah, it's more fun that way, but of course, it's not how they do it anymore. But I like that they've gone back to the not head-to-head format because it sucked to see somebody hit like 30 home runs in the first round and be out, and then someone hit like 5 and be in. Like it was.
Well, it's still going to happen in the second round, most likely.
Yeah, but you know, it's still better to not eliminate everybody in the first round. I mean,
it's just like if you just did it like from 8 to 4 to 2 that way, like without a time limit, without head-to-head, it would just be fine.
Yeah.
But
2024 first round rules. So I guess before it starts, Damien, do you have any thoughts on the draft so far? You know, the first 2 days have gone. Last night was round 1. It was interesting. And then round 2 was also last night. And then the rounds 3 through 10 were today, and tomorrow is 11 through 20. You got any thoughts on that so far?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get to watch too much of it today. Obviously, I was at work, and the place I was, I didn't really even have much signal to keep track of it mainly. So my only thoughts are going to be off of basically rounds 1 and 2. And even then the back end towards the comp round, like back end of the comp round into round 2, I was doing other things too. So I think, I mean, me and you were on for a good bit of that first round. I think just really the main couple surprises I had was that Nick Kurtz went a little higher than we thought. And then you had Cam Caminiti. I mean, I know you like it. He fell.
Yeah.
I was expecting him to be somewhere around a top 15-ish, 20 pick, and he fell to 24.
Yeah.
But I mean, you had a couple other ones too, like Oh, I butcher his last name. The guy from Kentucky, Ryan
Waldschmidt. Yeah, he
Waldschmidt. There
ended
you
up going
go.
in the comp round, didn't he?
Yeah, he went comp round to Arizona. Arizona's having a great draft,
Yeah.
um, from what I've saw so far. But obviously, we'll talk a lot more in depth about stuff next
Yeah.
week, when we're gonna have Greg back. I don't know if we've said that yet, but um, anyways, what was your thoughts of everything you've seen so far?
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting that the lack of the lack of high school players picked early. I thought
Yeah,
they went first 8 picks were all college players, whether it was a pitcher or a hitter. Then you had your first high school bat at number 9 with Connor Griffin.
Griffin or something. Yeah,
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 so he was with the Pirates.
yeah.
So you had him, and then there was still a lack of high school guys for a little while. You had Bryce Rainier go 11, and then you had a couple of underslot high school guys like 16 and 17 ish, and
PJ
then
Morbello.
yeah, you saw some guys start to some of the top high school guys come off the board around the 20s. I mean, you saw I was, Cam Caminiti dropping was a big one. There were some people who had him in the top like 12, 14 picks, and
Yeah,
he ended up at 24. And it's just one of those things where it kind of, like the Braves now are not going to have a very deep draft because they got him, and they're probably having to go far enough over slot for him that a lot of their other picks are probably going to have to be under slot. So,
yeah,
they drafted a guy in the second round that's pretty it's probably slot or over. So like they've had to draft a bunch of seniors later in the draft. So it's kind of one of those things that it's kind of an example of what happens with the draft. And then of course you had some teams like the Marlins picked a guy that was like a top 50-ish prospect, and they've been able to go out and get some more depth.
yeah,
Um, you look at maybe what the Brewers did that too. I mean, they've been able to get a lot more
yeah.
depth in their draft. So definitely an interesting draft so far. I personally was happy because there has not been an Auburn signee taken yet, which is very good. They had about 5 or 6 on the top 250. So there's always a chance that one could go tomorrow, but after the first 10 rounds, there's teams aren't sure about signing guys. They
Yeah.
they they lose there if you draft a guy in the top 10 rounds and you don't sign him, you lose the bonus pool money for that pick. So they don't ever draft somebody that's going to be a signability risk in the top 10 rounds. But after that, they can draft guys with signability risks and see how much money they have left over and see if they can do it. So it'll be interesting to see tomorrow. The first couple of picks, first couple of rounds. Sometimes you see that where a team had enough underslot in the top 10 rounds where they might be able to pick an extra high school guy that they can buy out of a commitment. But
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see. But it's been a good draft, and um, I think we might see a couple guys move pretty quick too. I mean, Hagen Smith is the one
Yeah.
that I think could move quick. You
I
look at
wonder if
Chase Burns.
I just wonder if Hagen Smith, because of where he went, it might not want to be a fast play
Yeah,
situation, just
they might
because he
take
went
it.
to Chicago.
Yeah, they might take it easy on him with like just his workload for a while. I doubt he's up this year or anything. Like
No.
if he would gone to like a contender, then
Yeah,
you might see him get thrown in the bullpen late in the year this
for
year.
sure.
But his situation being with the White Sox, they'll take it easy on him. But you know they'll want him to get to the major leagues if he's ready. I mean, it's best for his development than to dominate double A hit bats for months. Like,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, and Chase Burns is another one. Like, I mean, the Reds are kind of a fringy contender this year, so I could see a scenario where he ends up coming up pretty quick.
He's one that if he doesn't come up this year, I could absolutely see him breaking camp with them next year.
Yeah, he's kind of in that like Paul
Um,
Skeens territory of if the Reds get hot here before the second half, and you might be able to use Burns out of the bullpen late in the season. But if
yeah.
they kind of struggle the rest of the first half and they're kind of out of the picture, then he probably gets shut down where he doesn't wear out his arm after the long college season, and
Yeah.
then goes and
Sure.
plays in starts in spring training next year. But looks like we're getting started here. We got the
Yeah.
Phillies.
Yeah.
Wingo, whoever Bohm's pitcher is throwing. I guess Bohm goes first, so we'll
Yeah,
kind
I
of
wonder if
get
they're just
underway.
doing the least homers goes first and then
I don't
down the
know.
thing. So looks
Build
like the
the
pitcher's just
anticipation.
warming up. So we'll see here. I mean, I'm not expecting a big performance from Bone, but maybe he's going to surprise us here. I mean, we want to do a little guessing game and see if we can guess how many homers each person hits. Just make it a little bit funner.
Yeah,
How many got Bone
Manhattan.
hitting them?
Bohm's coach is the man, or his pitcher is the Manhattan baseball coach. It's
Interesting.
interesting. Well, here we go.
I say he hits 13. What about you?
Mm, I'll go 15.
15.
Oh, is that foul? Yeah, I guess while this is going, we can
Yeah.
talk a little bit about the. Oh wow, that just went foul.
Yeah. Looks like he
The
probably got one
players
like
here. But
that.
Alec Bohm's having a really good season. Um, he's been uh, one of the better bats at third base in the big league so far.
Yeah.
His defense has actually gotten a lot better, so that's been interesting.
He played a little bit of first too while Harper was out.
Yeah,
They were able to stash him over at first a little bit, which seemed like a really good fit. But obviously, with Harper coming back, they have to do something else. But he's improved a decent amount over there at third base. I mean, if you're
yeah,
looking at qualified third baseman, I mean, obviously there's been some injuries, but he's fifth in WAR. I mean, Devers, and then there's Josh Smith from Texas, who's having a really good
yeah.
year
He's been
too.
good. Did he get added to the All
Um,
Star game?
no,
He deserves it.
no, Seager did get added though.
Yeah,
Um, and then you got Jose Ramirez, Isaac Paredes, and then Alec Boehm there. So
yeah,
he's at 5 homers right now,
yeah. He's
about
hitting
halfway through.
he's hitting a pretty good amount of them. He's just I don't think he's gonna hit the long enough home runs.
Yeah, no, he doesn't look like he is.
He got one 428. That's over that gets him extra time, doesn't it?
I think you have to have two. I want to say.
Okay, you have to have two over
I
425.
think it's new rules, so I'm not sure exactly
Okay,
what the bonus stuff is. I know it's 425 in the bonus rounds gets you an extra one, but I'm not
yeah,
sure about during the regular
gotcha.
stuff. So he took his time out with what, a minute 33 left. I think he
Yeah,
has
he has 21,
seven,
21 pitches left. I think he's got seven
seven
homers
or
right
eight,
now. Yep,
something like
something
that.
like that.
But yeah,
Chatting with
um,
Harper and Trey Turner
yeah. What did Harper? What did the thing say?
and the kids.
Yeah,
Seven home
he's
runs.
got seven.
Yeah, Bohm's interesting this year. He's got a 130 WRC plus. Set a career high across the board at the plate, except for the short 2020 season, and he's already doubled his career high WAR total
Yeah,
before the All Star break. So definitely good season for him.
I think this is like the breakout everyone was kind of expecting
Yeah,
him to have.
yeah. And there's still some things about his game that are not, I don't think he's quite this good, but he's having a really good year, and he needed to have a good year in 2024 because he's kind of one of those guys that's kind of like it's put up or shut up time for him.
Yeah, for sure.
He has not taken a pitch yet. Wow.
I think he has taken one. I thought.
The announcers have said he hadn't taken one.
I thought he had taken one. I could be wrong then.
Yep.
He's at
Oh,
11.
pulled that one into the out behind him. It was
12,
436.
13.
There's
14.
14. Yep. It's another one.
This is at
I
15
don't think that
now.
one's going.
20, 26 seconds left.
Yeah. 16.
Oh, you hit closer.
17. 18.
It's 17. 18.
That one
Did a
might
lot
get
better
out.
than I expected.
Yeah. Yep, that's out.
19. 20. I got the last one, the last
How
second, I
about
guess.
that? He got hot at the end there.
Yeah, he did. I don't like how the new 3D tracking,
Yeah.
because it doesn't give you a good like it's delayed, so it gives you a delayed reaction to it.
Yeah. So he's got a bonus earned, 3 outs left.
So one additional out, yeah, earned with 425 in the bonus time.
Okay.
So there's no bonus, I guess, in the regular stuff anymore. It's your 3 minutes or 40 pitches, and then you get 3 extra pitches or
Gotcha.
outs, and then bonus time. It looks like, unless you hit 425.
Gotcha.
Oh, so it's not pitches. So you can take pitches in bonus time.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Interesting. Ooh, that was not a good pitch. That's not a home run. His pitcher's now trying to hit him.
He's just trying
Is
to
that one gonna
elevate
get
it
out?
so Bohm can get under it. Yep, got out.
Wow. Oh, these balls are so juiced that one got out. The Statcast on that was 95 mph exit velocity and 28 degrees.
So unless he can hit 425 right here,
Yeah.
this will be his last one.
Yeah,
Nope.
that's a grounder. So that's what Alec Boehm does in regular. So that's one thing with him. He does hit the ball hard. It's just a launch angle thing, and maybe
Yeah.
in batting practice, it's easier to lift the ball.
So he got one extra one in bonus time there, so he's at 21. So that's gonna be the number to watch for. Moving
Bobby
forward
Witt
here.
gets to go next.
I think, I'm not sure. Yep. It is.
It has it down on the bottom, the order.
Oh, does it? I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's like it's the leaderboard, but it's in order of who doesn't have one. It's just in the order they're gonna go. I think Adolis is after Witt, I believe.
I wonder if does that follow the who has the most homers?
I think it looks like it.
So would it be Gunner would be last?
Yes.
Is that what, 27?
Gunner's got 28, I think.
28.
Something like that.
I think Bobby Witt could be one of those sneaky ones here. Yeah, so Witt, Adolis, Nate Oscar, Pete, Jose, Ozuna, Henderson.
Yep.
Now I see it.
I think Bobby Witt's about to have a good round here.
Good run, yeah. I mean, so the track and Bohm had, out of the 40 pitches, he hit 20 homers, so half of them there. So
Yeah.
it's going to be something interesting to watch that moving forward.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. James Russell. That is a throwback, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's one of the worst trades the Braves have made. They traded Victor Caratini for him, and he pitched like a terrible for a half season with the Braves, and Victor Caratini ended up being at least a decent big league catcher.
It's interesting that Bobby went with the lefty.
Yeah.
And took a pitch there too.
Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't This is not ideal so far. There you go. That's crushed. Yeah, here he goes. Yep.
Got to get it down.
Yep.
Oh, hold that foul.
Oh, he smoked that one too. It's 98, 40 degree gonna get out. It's pulling a bunch of them foul. Ooh, the straightaway center. Oh, there's crushed. That messed up the track, man.
Yeah, it did.
See, I don't know why you would use a former big league pitcher as the as your home run derby pitcher, like, because I don't know, it just.
Well, they said it was his brother-in-law, I think.
Oh, okay, well, that's interesting. Yeah,
So I
he's
think
taking
it's just
time out
something.
here.
Yeah, he did.
This is not
Only
looking
got
good.
5 homers at
Of course,
136
remember
mark, which
Bohm only
Bohm
had
had
8.
7.
Yeah, 7 or 8, and he
7,
ended
yeah.
up. Yeah,
He got hot at the end. So,
yeah.
but he only has 19 pitches left too. So Witt's gonna have to hit a homer on. He's gonna have to get hot here and hit a homer on
Yeah.
all these pitches here at the end.
I think Witt's gonna have a better time with those last 3 though, because he's gonna be
He
able to
could
be
hit
selective. I think his
425.
pitcher's having a little bit of trouble throwing the ball in a good spot, and
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be able to be more selective with what he swings at. I think
Yeah,
he might go
you
on a
gotta
run
be.
in that last 3 outs.
You just got to be close though. And that's.
That should be one. There's one. Oh, 109. Here he goes. He's going on a run now.
With a tomahawk.
No way that gets
That get
out, right?
out.
It might.
He tomahawked that out.
I think it got out.
Jesus.
Why didn't James Russell pitch like this when he was at the Braves, throwing all these curveballs in the home run derby? Oh, 109, man.
Get that one.
Smoked.
So they're 14. $15.
Jeez.
Oh, I missed
Oh,
it.
he popped up the last one.
We got 17.
Yep, I think so.
Only 16.
Might be 16. But this is where, like, with those 3 outs
Yeah.
left, he might go on another run here.
And I think he could definitely hit 425 easily to.
Oh yeah.
To get that extra out.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this one for Blitz. The pitcher HR.
Yeah.
Whenever they give that to us. But what we haven't done, we haven't even talked about the season Witt's having.
So yeah, it's been crazy.
I mean, almost 6 WAR,
Yeah.
152 WRC plus. I mean, it's he's living up to everything that extension would be, and the player that everyone expected.
Oh yeah, and you know the crazy thing about Bobby Witt is that you feel like there's still more in the tank with his plate discipline, that he could just get better. He could keep getting better.
I still think there's even more power he can unlock.
There's 425. There's no way that was on
425?
425. It's gotta be.
Yeah, 430. So he's got the extra out. Well, he's got one out there. So
Yep. He's got to hit a couple more here. That'll get out. 109 off the bat, 34 degrees. Should get out.
Just depends on where it went, right?
So it's left center field.
Oh.
Oh, he pulled it foul. That was 439.
Well, at least he's got 2 outs to work with here. He needs to hit at least 3 to tie Bohm, and he would have the tiebreaker since he had the longer homer. So
there's another bad pitch. Another one.
Oh, shouldn't have swung.
He's getting impatient.
He almost drove that out.
Yeah.
He needs 3 homers here now, at least.
Yep. Yeah, he really does. The pitcher matters in the home run derby with the way the rules are. It really does. There you go. 111 off the bat.
Oh, that only snuck out really too.
He's like, did you see him? He was like, oh my God. He had some top spin on that one, I think. Oh, he swung at that one. Yeah. That one's crushed.
I wonder how much this like raised mound affects them.
I don't know.
At all. Just because he's missing high. Oh, missed it.
Yikes.
Ends at 20.
Yeah, that might be good enough.
I don't know. The guys you got coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be,
I mean, Adolis has shown that he can do this before. Teoscar's powerful. Obviously, we know what Pete can do.
Yeah, and then you got Ozuna and Henderson at the end.
Yeah.
Of course, some of these guys have also never done the home run derby. I mean,
Ozuna's
never been in it. Henderson's never been in it.
Ozuna's going to be an interesting one to me because he's got a super long swing.
Yeah.
So, like, having to reset every time for his swing, it's going to take a little bit longer, too. So, I wonder if that hurts the amount. If he feels sped up trying to do that to get it in within the time or whatever. So. But, this.
Players exchange. So who we got next here?
Adolis. Yeah. We'll talk about somebody who took a major step back this year.
Yeah.
In their production.
Yeah. They he's definitely one of those players that is just gonna be, I don't know how much longevity he's gonna have because the plate discipline is just not good. And he's been a little bit unlucky this year, so that's played a part. But
his walk percentage also dropped like 3% compared to last year.
Yeah, the surprise. It was surprising how much he walked last year because he had never shown anything close to that in his career.
Yeah.
So, him walking as much as he did was like, wow, this guy might be turning a little bit of a corner here. But I mean, he's,
Yeah, and one thing with him too, he's been really bad defensively.
Yeah, he has, and I wonder if he had a couple of those injuries late last year, and I don't know. It's definitely been interesting with him, but definitely still has the power. I mean, 17 home runs so far. I mean, he's been solid. He's the hometown hero here. They love him in Texas, so we'll see if he's able to get it going here. Let's get started. Here he goes. Oh my gosh, that pitcher. That pitching motion would screw me over. Is that one going to stay fair? Oh, off the pole.
Oh, that's interesting. They just said they only learned a couple hours before the Derby that Pena was going to be pitching to Adolis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so They probably haven't had much of any practice.
Probably not.
Um,
It seems like a
so,
funky pitching motion for a home run derby. Man, he's hit 4
yeah.
though.
I mean,
Oh yeah,
I
he
think
looks good.
they said this is the one that pitched to J Rod the last couple of
Yeah,
years, so he knows what he's doing.
yeah. Is that gonna stay fair?
Yeah.
I think so. That one's foul. Ooh, there you go.
It's crazy how many he's just sneaking right inside that pole.
Yeah,
He's like really far out in front of
yeah.
him.
It's looking good so far.
He's got
Is
9
that one
going.
gonna get
Oh,
out? Oh,
oh
off the
no!
wall.
I thought for sure it was. So
No, it
he's at
was.
8 going into his break now.
Yeah,
And he's got a minute 34. So everyone seems to be taking it right there at that
yeah.
minute.
Just give you the halftime break.
Yeah, I think Bohm was at like 133, Adole was at 134, and Witt was at like 135. So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
getting the bat from a guy who shouldn't be in the All Star game,
right.
Marcus Simeon.
So I mean, obviously we did our ballots, but since the rosters and everything have been really announced, we haven't talked much about it. Or since we've Skeens has been announced as a starting pitcher for the
Yeah,
All Star game, Skeens versus Corbin Burns, and obviously that. So what's some stuff you're looking forward to tomorrow for the game? Obviously we're not going to be live tomorrow for it and stuff. So just give some people some thoughts of what to look forward to and what we should be expecting going into
yeah.
tomorrow.
I'm excited. I think I think the big story is going to be Paul Skeens starting the game with his as a rookie with only 10 big league starts to his name. But he's only going to pitch one inning, so I
Yeah,
think he's going to be electric pitching one inning. I bet his stuff will be even nastier than it typically is as a starter. He'll be revved up out there, so that'll be cool to see. I think he'll have a good start. I hope that somebody does get on base against him though, because then you get Judge versus Skeens. So
yeah.
that would be that's the matchup I think everyone would look forward to. It'll be cool to see some of the first timers. I hope we see. I believe Mason Miller's in the game, right? Um,
I believe so. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Because there was the thing that he flew on the plane with the
yeah, he
Phillies.
flew with the Phillies because they were going from the Phillies. They were playing in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
So, yeah, that'll be interesting. I think he's definitely a guy that should get a good have a good outing, and he'll be fun to watch in the game.
yeah,
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I think just those couple of guys, and then you get to see the stars of the game. You get to see Aaron Judge up there. You get to see Gunnar Henderson play in his first All Star game. Bobby Witt. Shohei. I mean, you're going to get to see all these guys that we've talked about all year, and it'll be fun. I wish there was some more of the top starting pitchers in the league that are actually going to pitch in it. But I think a lot of them are not pitching. So they need to throw this last pitch really fast.
yeah. He didn't even get all
He
the
got it.
pitches. Adolis didn't.
He left one on the table.
Yep. So he got
He
18
got
as time
18.
ran out.
Yeah. So good start for Adolis. Definitely in a better spot than Witt was in, but he's going to have to hit a couple here and hit up 425 or to get up there.
Yeah, I think this is going to give him time because he was
Yeah,
swinging, trying to
he
get
looks a
that.
little tired.
He could take the break.
It's got a really simple, good swing. I think he's somebody that does look like he belongs in a home run derby.
Yeah,
Hits the ball hard.
for sure. Here's another fun thing we could do is what would your ideal home run derby look like? Like if
Um,
injuries weren't a thing, Obviously, let's just say current. Let's not do all time, but just your
Yeah.
current field of home run derby. Who would you have in?
I mean, I think obviously you'd have Judge, you'd have
Mhm.
Acuna, you'd have Shohei, you'd have Stanton, just because he still hits the ball so hard. O'Neal Cruz, I think, would have to be in there.
Okay, so you got three more.
Um, I don't know. I mean, those are kind of obvious ones. I'm probably missing one that's pretty obvious too. But I don't know who else. Who else I would like there?
I feel like you would have to have Pete in there still. I mean,
Pete.
even
Yeah,
though
probably Pete. I mean,
he's a home run derby person.
yeah. Well, he hits the
Um,
ball really hard and he hits it a long way. I think
yeah.
that's what you want out of a home run derby. It's not guys who can just hit a bunch of wall scrapers. I think you want
No,
guys that
yeah.
hit bombs in the home run
Um,
derby.
I think Bryce.
Maybe
And
Bryce
Bryce
at
was
one
electric too.
time. Bryce at one
Oh,
time
Douglas is
was
already down to
yeah.
his last out.
Those were not. That was not good.
Um,
Got to hit a 425 here.
oh, he
No,
didn't
oh,
get
he swung. He
anything.
swung so hard at that last pitch. He knew he had to hit a 425.
Wow. Um, yeah. So yeah, I think you pretty much hit a lot of them. Trying to think of any other ones that you would still like to see.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, I guess Ellie, but I
yeah,
mean,
I mean, Ellie is kind of up there. I mean,
he can launch on a ball.
yeah. Trying to think of who else might maybe is is in that realm. Um, Definitely. I mean, all those guys that we've mentioned are all like, I mean, those
Yeah,
are
I
crazy home run
feel like we're
derby
missing just
guys.
one person though.
Yeah. Let's see.
Let's see.
I was gonna look up the leaderboards to see if we're missing somebody.
Yeah.
Of course, it might be an injured player that we're not, you know. Um,
So let's look at max exit.
Schwarber maybe.
Schwarber, maybe. Yeah.
I mean,
Jordan.
Schwarber feels like he doesn't
Jordan.
hit it. Yeah, Jordan definitely.
That's the one we're
Yeah,
forgetting.
Jordan's got to be there. So that'll be a good one.
I think
You
that's
know,
the easy ones.
but
So, all right. So now we got Teoscar coming up
yeah.
here. So, what have you thought about Teoscar's year in LA so far?
I mean, he's been very solid. He's put up a solid stat line. He's kind of the same guy he always has been. He's been pretty consistent, with the exception of last year, which last year his plate disciplines took a step back. His strikeout rate had a career high, other than a short sample in 2017. And his walk rate went down. But this year, he's kind of been back closer to his career normals there. He's actually walking a little bit more. Not a huge surprise being in that lineup. People are scared to pitch to him right now. He's kind of at the bottom of that the craziness in that lineup, like the those superstars, and then behind him are some guys who are not very good, and he's kind of in that area where like he's the one that, like, there's guys on base in front of him and he gets pitched around. So I
Yeah.
think that has something to do with his walk. Man, he's hitting some hard hit balls right here.
He
He's
won
at
466
4-111.
already.
Yeah, hit a 466 home run. He hit 111 off the bat. He's
Yeah.
looking good so far. But yeah, I mean, he's had a great year. The on base isn't fantastic, but the slug is really nice. I think ideally the Dodgers would like to not play him in the outfield, but they have Shohei, so they kind of have to, because Shohei's going to DH. So, he's been pretty rough defensively, but surprisingly, he's been a fine base runner. But yeah, it's been a successful 1 year deal here, and he's put up 1.9 WAR. He'll probably put up, I think he'll probably get to around 3 for the season, which is really solid for that. What 1 year? I think it was $20 million on his deal that he signed.
He only signed a 1 year.
Yeah, it was what, 20 million?
21?
21? Yeah, I think that's very solid.
23 and a half, sorry.
23 and a half. Yeah, so that's turned out to be a pretty solid deal for the Dodgers, and he'll probably go into free agency. And coming off of this season where he bounced back from last year, he'll probably get an opportunity to get a good multi-year deal with somebody. I mean, unless the Dodgers just bring him back, but I kind of doubt the Dodgers bring him back with the
He's
defensive questions.
he's an interesting case because I wonder if the season that he's had so far at this number, and then the year that Walker Bueller's had where he's really, really struggled, where if they would consider giving Teoscar the qualifying offer
Mm,
at 18 million. It would be a 1 year deal, a lot cheaper than what he had. Then you signed him to, about 5 million. It would still be a low risk thing. He most likely would accept it because that was about his market on multi year offers, and he was 18 out there. And then you would still get you'd still get a draft pick if somebody did sign him at that point.
yeah, I don't
And
know.
you're probably not going to give it to Bueller the way that the year has gone for
Yeah, he
him.
would probably take it as a prove it deal.
Yeah. So it's just something I wonder
Yeah,
about it. I don't think they would also be like, I don't think they'd be like out on like a 2 or 3 year deal.
I
But
just
it's
don't
like if
think.
he's looking at a 4 or 5 year deal.
I just don't think. I think this year for a 1 year, it's fine having him play in the outfield, but he's already pretty bad there, and he's 31 years old. I think in like next year after that, not obviously I'm not talking about him signing him to a 5 year contract or
Yeah.
something being the problem. I'm talking about like just signing him to to like 2 more years. He might be totally unplayable in the outfield by like next year. I mean, he's already bad out there, so. Um,
Yeah.
you know,
Watching the games, like obviously because I'm the fan, watching it, he hasn't seemed as bad there. He doesn't look as comfortable in right field. And
yeah.
they had to play him there a lot when Jason Hayward got hurt. Um, they have 14 pitches left. Jesus, he's he's not going to
Yeah,
get
this is
this.
not good. Yeah, the pitcher's like patting his glove before he throws. It's like it's taking so
He's
long to
like waiting
throw.
for Teoscar to get ready
Yeah,
again.
and he's hit a lot. He's hit some that bounced off the wall too. 402 to center field, not a home run. There he gets the homer. He's not pulling them all right down the line like he was. There's you another one. It's 12.
There you go, 12.
Get
So you're
one more hit here.
13.
That's a good one.
Only got 13. So
Yeah,
he has to have a major,
he's gonna have to have a
big time
big
round
round.
here.
But of course, he might. So that's the fun of it. Get on a roll. We saw, I think it was Bobby Witt that hit like 6 out of 7 or something. I mean, if he did that, he'd be right up there in it with probably
Yeah.
a couple balls, a couple outs to go.
And he does have something where he could take a breather here too. So
Yep. The one thing with this round too, you looked at that last round where I think that Bobby Witt's pitcher kept or yeah, it was a Dolly or no, it was Bobby Witt that had the pitcher that was kind of wild.
yeah,
He wasted a bunch of pitches that weren't hittable because he maybe was rushing, and this guy at least was throwing most of them. Like Teoscar wasn't taking any of them. I mean, he was
yeah.
throwing them right down the middle. He was throwing them where he was supposed to. So, all right, there you go. It's a good
That should
start.
probably be your
That might be your
425.
425. Oh
Oh, it's
yeah,
for sure
that's crushed. 449.
449.
He's got to have at least 18 to have any chance. Ooh, it got into the
Got
first
out.
row. Well, it's just there's outs now. So
Yeah, this is out, so he's good.
yep.
Oh, there's
That
the
is
first
an
one.
out. Yeah, he's got to get at least 18 to have a chance. I mean,
I think you gotta get more than
he
18.
probably has to
even.
get 20. plus here.
Yeah.
That probably be one. It's gonna be close. Dead center.
Got
Got
out.
it. Yep, 422.
422. Yeah, he's gonna have to. I think he's gonna have to get up to 21 at least.
Oh,
And stay
that's
fair.
is it fair?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's fair.
17 now.
Yep.
I
How
just think
far was
these
that?
next 3 or 4 are going to be pretty big.
There. Oh, that is a bomb.
110, 31-degree launch angle,
Oh,
456.
456. Oh, there's an out. He's got 2 outs left because he earned that extra one, so he's still got a
Yeah,
chance.
I mean, if he can get 3 more here and tie Bohm at least.
Oh, if he ties Bohm, I think he's pretty much going to be locked. I don't think all these guys are going to beat it. Uh-oh, that's not getting out. Last chance. That's out.
Yep.
Yep, that'll eliminate goalies for the most part. That's it.
I think if he tied Witt, he would have had the thing, so he would have been second. But I mean, hey, look at we gave Alec Bohm a hard time. And
yeah.
Through 4, he's leading. He would need all of these guys to beat him.
Yeah. Well, he had the best pitcher that was throwing the ball, in the perfect spot most of the time, and he has a real compact swing, and it's consistent. So, everything was hit pretty well. He didn't hit a ton of bombs, but they were all hit, consistently, with a good launch angle and a good exit velocity, and to be home runs. He had a lot of like 99, 98 mile per hour balls that were home runs because they were perfectly placed into left field and kind of down the line and with the right spin and everything. So
yeah, for sure,
it's definitely been helpful.
Let's see, what else should we? What's some other stuff we've missed?
I don't know. There's been. I mean, it feels like there's been a pretty good bit going on. We had the. I think we're getting close. We're getting close, obviously, to the break. To the trade deadline. And
yeah, we're 2 weeks.
Couple weeks.
2 weeks from tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got some of the playoff races. We've talked a lot this year about the playoff races haven't been especially close in a lot of them, and a lot of them are tightening up now.
Yeah.
The Yankees and the Orioles race is crazy. The Red Sox are actually only 4.5 games back. They're 53 and 42. So that's a cool story.
One that I was surprised about when I was looking at the standings this morning, because I always do hey, let's just look at the standings on Mondays.
Yeah.
The Astros are 1 game back in the AL West.
The Astros have stormed
back. We talked about them when they were how far back were they at that point?
I think they were like 8
or 9 or something. We're like, man, this is going to be they could do it, but it's going to be hard. Yeah. And they're right there in the hunt again.
Yeah, and part of that, they're 50 and 46. Part of that's the rest of that division just hasn't taken off like we thought. The Mariners have really, they can't hit. The pitching's still really good. And then the Rangers, they needed the offense to absolutely be crazy with all the injuries they have in their pitching rotation. And they haven't been. The offense has still been pretty good, but it hasn't been anything close to what it was last year. And the pitching hasn't held up because it's all, we knew this coming into the year that their pitching had so many injuries, and the Rangers didn't really do a good job addressing that. So, in fact, the way they addressed their pitching was sign more injured pitchers. So,
yeah,
I didn't really understand their strategy there, and
they're going to have to get really hot here in the second half.
Now with the division leaders only 52 and 46, so they're only 5 games back, so they could definitely do it. But
especially they've got Scherzer back, right?
They're getting if they haven't gotten him back, he's coming back very soon.
I think he's back.
He might be.
I want to say he is,
but it's going to come down to if they are able to get.
He's pitched in 5 games.
Yeah, if they're able to get DeGrom back and Tyler Mahle, I think that could be a big.
I haven't seen. What are some updates on DeGrom? Let me
I don't
see.
know. I mean, we're getting pretty late. I mean, you almost have to.
Yeah, but
He really needs to be
he did
if he's going to come back with to really make an impact on the regular season, the pennant race, and help
so
get them to the playoffs. Then he'll have to be on a rehab assignment like very soon if he's not
he
already.
threw a 30 pitch bullpen session
Yeah.
last Tuesday. Bochy still said that he's a ways away.
Okay.
Once DeGrom was cleared, so I'm guessing he's going to be throwing at least a couple more bullpens, and then he can start rehab,
Yeah.
which will
You
probably
think
be close to a month.
beginning of August, maybe to start rehab, and
Yeah, so probably end of August,
they
beginning of
probably have
September.
maybe the beginning of September. So they really have to have a big month without him.
Yeah, and then where's Molly at?
Yeah, I
Molly
don't
is scheduled to pitch 3 innings in the Rookie Complex
Okay.
League on Monday, so that's today.
So
He's
he could
actually
come back.
supposed to pitch it.
Yeah, so he could come back in
Um,
a few weeks probably. I mean, they
this
could
will be
get him
his
back in
third.
early August.
This will be his third rehab outing. They said.
Okay.
Um, so late July, early August, Molly should be back.
Yeah,
Is what
that's
that's saying. So
yeah, that's good news for him. So, I mean, they're gonna have to turn the offense up a little bit. We
yeah,
talked
you
we talked
definitely
earlier
need.
about
Go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna say you definitely need. Obviously, we talked about Adolis, but you definitely
Yeah,
need Marcus Simeon to really step up too,
yeah. You
because he's had a really down year.
yeah, you need Wyatt Langford to keep.
He
He's
he
heated
has looked
up.
better.
He's looked a
Yeah.
lot better since he came back, and you need him to stay hot and to really continue to grow and learn at the big leagues. He's up to a 94 WRC plus, and this is a guy that was really struggling put up a lot of bad plate appearances early. So that's one, and then they've just got guys like Marcus Simeon is a below average hitter right now this year.
Mhm.
Jonah Heim last year had like a 120 something WRC plus last year. He's looking like an 80 this year. Okay, at the end of the season after the injury, it really dropped last year, but he's been rough this year at the
Well,
plate, like really rough. And
yeah, and Carter's been bad and been
yeah,
injured.
Evan Carter's had a rough year. I mean, you just got and then of course Corey Seager has been good, but he hadn't been the same guy as he was last year, so they've just taken a step back in a lot of ways. The offense reminds me a little bit of the Braves offense, where it's just they've had a few injuries that have affected them, but they've also just got regression from got Nathaniel Lowe's another one, you know,
Mhm.
a 106 WRC plus granted he's a good defensive first baseman, but he's still a first base defender. I mean, um, and but the big thing with them is just the pitching. I mean, it's been, you know, not great. So, uh, John Gray is their best starter by WAR right now.
Yeah,
Eovaldi's been really good, but
and they've
uh,
missed Josh Jung.
yeah, they missed
He's been
Josh
out
Young.
for a big majority of the year. I mean,
Yep,
obviously, we talked about Josh Smith having a great year, but Ezekiel Duran also took a step back
hmm
this year,
yep,
and missing Jung is also a big thing.
yep.
So
Here comes
they've
but by the way, Pete Alonso is starting his round here.
yeah.
So,
Um,
but yeah, the Astro, the Rangers. I mean, if they have some of those guys who have the pedigree and were really good last year that carried them, have big second halves, they definitely could get back in it. But it's still one of those things where like I don't know that their pitching is gonna keep up. Some of their pitchers that have been really good, I don't know if they're gonna keep up what they've done because like I don't know that David Robertson and Kirby Yates are going to continue to be as good as they've been in the bullpen. And that's really the only two guys holding their bullpen together.
yeah,
Jose Uriña's got a 3.13 ERA. I do not think that's going to continue to happen.
yeah.
You've got Michael Lorenzen's got a 5.20 FIP and a 3.52 ERA. So there's a lot of red flags with their pitching that's still been. I mean, they've been okay. They've been better than I thought they had. 4.02 ERA as a team, but it's not terrible. But it's when that's not a number that you can just get away with being terrible pitching. I mean, being terrible at the plate. So
Yeah,
they
for
kind of
sure.
have to. That offense kind of has to carry, and it's just not right now.
So Pete just took his time out at a minute 37 left.
Yep.
He's only at 5
Yeah.
homers. They've looked really out of sync here,
Yep.
which he's somebody that in those bonus rounds could go crazy.
Yeah.
But it is something to note that we've seen basically everyone be a really slow starter.
Yeah. It's probably just kind of, getting in a rhythm, getting the timing down. So,
Well, figuring out probably not wanting to waste too much energy
yeah.
type stuff. So
Yep. We'll see what happens here.
so yeah, Pete's not really had the year that he's not had a great year, but the Mets they're still in wild
Yeah.
card contention too. They're holding the last wild card spot right now.
Yeah.
It's a tight race between like the top what 6 teams below the thing. They're only 3.5. The Cubs are
Yeah.
the sixth team out of the wild card, and they're 3.5 games back.
Yeah.
So it's really really tight there. But
Yeah. Well, the the wild card's interesting 'cause you just got so many contenders and none of them are all that good. Like,
yeah,
but you mentioned Pete's season so far. Um, it's just been, his hard hit rate's way down. I mean, his expected slugging is only in the 70th percentile. This is a guy who, I mean, he has to slug to be good. He's not a good defender at first base, and he's not a good base runner. He has to be he has to hit really, really well. And I mean, his expected numbers aren't very good. I mean, his hard hit rate's only in the 56th percentile. He chases a lot. His strikeouts not fantastic. So his average exit velocity is way down this year. So as you can
Pete,
see in this home run derby right now, I mean, he's only got
yeah,
7 home runs with 30 seconds left.
yeah. Look at that spray chart. This has been bad, and
Yeah,
he only has 7 homers, 20 seconds left,
yeah. This
seven eight
is
pitches too. Like
this is Pete. Pete's going to retire after this one. But
yeah,
yeah,
this has been bad. But I mean, we will know our first finalist at the end of this round if it's be between Bohm. I mean,
yeah,
if Pete doesn't get up there, then Bohm will be moving on
yeah.
to
Well,
the second
Pete's
round for
not.
sure.
Pete's not getting up there.
Well, they have the
Yeah, but he's not going to hit
bonus
like 20
ones.
or whatever.
Hey,
Oh,
you
look at that
never
ball! He
know.
hit the oppo on that last ball.
Almost
Oh,
got
it almost
out.
got out. But, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're talking about Alonso's season and going into free agency, because if
Mhm.
you put up the guy that played in 2022, he would be like in that Matt Olson, Freddie Freeman contract category. The guy in 2023, you're not really sure. His batting average was lower, but his expected numbers and stuff were a lot better. But than that. But you look at a guy in 2024, and you wonder with him, like, is he going to end up getting like a Reese Hoskins deal? I mean,
I
probably
still
better than that, but
I still think he gets a bigger deal, but I don't think it's as big of a deal as people are thinking.
yeah, I
Like
mean,
I still think he gets a 4 or 5 year deal somewhere in the 80 to $100 million range. But I mean, like people were talking about Pete getting 150
yeah,
million,
well,
and I
Pete
just like
wanted
I don't.
200. I mean,
Yeah, but
it's just crazy. Like,
I don't. I mean, like you said, coming out of the 2022 season, you could potentially see it, but like I don't think he's in that range right now.
yeah,
Um, and
but
another thing to consider is he is a Boris guy,
yeah, and I bet
so
you know, Boris is going to price himself way over what Pete's
yeah.
value is.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't know if Boris learned his lesson, but I wouldn't be
But
surprised if he has to take a 1 year prove it deal type thing, like some of those guys like Bellinger and Chapman along those lines. I mean,
do you expect Scott Boris to learn a lesson? No,
no, that's why I'm
no.
saying that might happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
I mean,
surprised if we get to if we're going into like starting spring training and Pete still doesn't have a deal.
yeah, he's gonna ask
Like,
for a lot more than he's gonna be able to get.
yeah, and I mean, like where, like even looking at teams right now, like where would be a fit for a guy like Pete long term?
I mean,
Like,
I look at
I
kind of some of the teams that lack a solid first baseman. I mean, you know, I don't know, maybe. I mean, there's teams that need power and need a first baseman. Like, I mean, Cleveland maybe. What do they think of Manzardo long term? They don't
Yeah, but
really
is
have a.
Cleveland going to spend the money? Like, it's also like
But
where,
it might also not be a, he might be getting a Josh Bell contract, and they gave Josh Bell a contract. I mean,
in, I still think Pete gets more than
yeah,
that.
and he probably does, but I
So
mean the Giants maybe.
Bohm is officially moving on. By the way,
Yes, yes,
um,
Boom was through.
Pete only finished with 12 homers, so
Yeah, that's
he's
crazy.
instantly out. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, San Francisco potentially, but he
I
doesn't
don't know.
seem like the type of player there.
Yeah, San Francisco just doesn't feel like they're going to spend money on, or that we don't know what situation they're going to be in next year. I mean,
Yeah, well, we don't know if they're going to even have Farhan Zaidi still. Like,
right. I mean, and we don't know that. I mean, San Francisco for a long time it's probably needed to rebuild through their farm, but they seem to think they've got enough money to spend every year because they're signing so many like 1 year prove it deal type things, or they're signing like, you know, like platoon options that end up coming in and playing just good enough to get them close to being a playoff team most years. Like, you know, but after their core retired a few years ago with Crawford and Posey, and well, Crawford didn't retire, but their core aged out of being good or retired.
yeah,
They really haven't been the same kind of team since then, and you know,
I mean,
um,
I will give them some credit. I mean, they tried to make a run at Harper.
oh
They
yeah, I
tried to
mean
make
they've
they
tried,
had the
but
thing with Judge. They had the deal with Correa that fell through.
yeah,
I mean, they signed Jung Hoo Lee. I mean, obviously he got injured super
yeah.
early into the season.
Signing the
Uh,
superstars is one thing, but signing all these like Michael Conforto to a 1 year plus an option, like the Blake Snell, Matt Chapman deals that they just made this year, like those are the types of deals that like they're keeping them for the most part, keeping them afloat, but they're not especially they're not especially good. You know, they don't make them good enough to be like a legit playoff contender most
I mean,
years.
the problem that I have with that is those guys are all solid players, and the deals aren't stupid deals.
Well, they're not.
Like,
They're not dumb deals, but I mean, it's just kind of an organizational strategy of you're signing a bunch of pretty good players to be when you fail to land your star, you're using that money to earmarked for the stars to sign several decent players who are good enough to get you in the race, but they're not good enough to like help you win the race.
yeah, but I mean, that's what you hope to do at
Yeah.
least. I mean, we've heard so many times the postseason is a crapshoot. It's about who gets hot at the right time. I
Yeah,
mean, they're
and
not even if you get a Blake Snell and you get a Matt Chapman and you get Jorge Soler, and if Lee doesn't get hurt, and then those guys pitch how you expect, Snell doesn't get as many injuries and he pitches the way you expect him to. Like, you're looking at a team that it's a potential wild card team, and then you get hot. I mean, you get Logan Webb and you get Blake Snell being on, and then you get Jordan Hicks with what
yeah,
he's done this year. I mean, the
and
problem, like, I don't mind the strategy because they have tried to go for the stars. Like, my
yeah,
problem would be if you went for the stars and then you didn't get them, and then you were like, oh, well, we're just not going to spend money then.
yeah,
And then you try and go young. It's like, at least they did spend something to try and do it. And those are deals that aren't going to hamper them in the long term. So they can still build the farm and they can still use more money.
yeah.
That,
It'll be
that That's how
interesting.
I look at it, at
Yeah,
least.
I'm with you. I'm with you to a certain level on that. I mean, I'm glad they're not being cheap. I mean, there's other ways you can use your money to get, para, para bad, para pair a contract with a with pay down a contract for somebody and get a prospect, that kind of thing. I mean, there's different things you can do, but yeah, I mean, I'm not totally disagreeing with you. I mean, it's hard when you're mediocre to make that decision of because every year you feel like, man, we got to change. But I mean, this is the third year in a row that they're gonna miss the playoffs, and you have to get in. I mean, and I just don't know. Well, I guess they could get really hot, but Jose Ramirez is off to a pretty good start here.
Yeah, he is. I mean, like we said earlier, lefties have a really good advantage in this ballpark too.
Yeah,
Um, so he's at 6 homers, probably
7.
seven here. Minute 45 left.
But
So he's probably gonna be taking his time out here pretty soon.
Yep. Jose Ramirez having a really good season. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he had a little bit of a slow start in the first month, but he got really hot. He's up to his career numbers. I don't know about you, but every single year I feel like this is going to be the year that Jose Ramirez kind of ages, because I feel like he's going to age quickly when he
He
does.
does. He does seem like somebody that could do that.
But
Um,
it's yet another year where he's still. I mean, he's on pace to set a career high in homers. I think. I mean,
yeah, I wonder with that little adjustment that we've seen in Cleveland in the ballpark there, that it does seem like it has had some sort of adjustment there,
yeah,
where that ballpark went from one of the worst homer happy ballparks to it's up in the top, I think 5 now
yeah,
in homers. So I do wonder a little bit about that. I mean, but that's just an organizational philosophy change.
yeah.
Things to do there. So I can't. I the one thing that I can never stand is using somebody's ballpark against them. Like he still has to hit there.
Yeah, and
So
it's crazy. Jose Ramirez, such an underrated base runner too. I mean, he's up to 18 stolen bases already this year. He had 28 last year.
yeah,
Um, he's gonna probably end up with 30-30 if he stays healthy. There's a pretty good chance of it. Um,
yeah.
and
He's got a
he's
real
one of
knockout if he ever gets to second base.
yeah, and yeah,
Yeah,
and he's one of these guys that he's not, for his career he's put up 48 WAR, and he's only 31 years old this year. I mean, if he can put up, if he can have 4 or 5 more years of being at least what he's kind of close to what he's done this year so far, this got a good chance to be a Hall of Famer, especially staying with one team his career. A lot of times, single team guys get a little bit more,
yeah.
home or Hall of Fame um, consideration than some other guys. So
Yeah, I mean, he's got. I mean, it'll take a few more years, but he's got a chance to be a 300 guy.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know with the stolen bases. I don't know if he'll start to slow down with the steals soon, but I mean the home
Yeah,
runs. Pretty. I'm pretty confident he'll get to 300 home runs, and
he has a chance. What he would need?
he's
He's
got a
at
chance for sure.
220, so he's 80. What's he a free agent in 2028? So 4 more years. So he needs 20 a year.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that he could get 20 a year. I just, it's gonna be close. I think so. I wouldn't be surprised. Um,
So Jose just ended his first going into bonus time, and he's at 15
Yeah, he slowed
homers
down in
here.
the second
So
half there, and
uh,
this is another one of those guys. He definitely didn't seem like the type that was just going to be a crazy good home run derby guy. He doesn't hit the ball that hard.
well,
He
it's
hits
the
a lot of
second time doing it too, which is
yeah,
interesting.
yeah, and I mean, and of course, he deserves to be there because he's hit so many of them. I mean, he's one of
Yeah,
the top 5 home run guys in baseball right now, I believe. So it's definitely good, but he's just not the guy that just hits bombs. So.
yeah.
Um, we'll see what happens here with the extra time. This is a guy that's going to have a hard time, I think, if he hits a couple here, getting that 425. Though I don't think he hit
Yeah, for
one
sure.
425 in the entire regular
Yeah.
part.
So he needs 3 to tie Adolis, probably 4 to pass him,
Yep.
and he would need 5 to probably pass Teoscar just because of
Well, there's
the
one.
distances.
Yep.
So
That could get close to 425, 419.
419.
Dang, almost.
That might be it right there.
Maybe it's gonna be a home run though.
413.
He might not need it. He's only got to hit 3 more. Is that going to get out? I don't think so.
No.
It's going to bounce one hop the wall. All right. Oh, that's going to be too low to get 425, I think. 415.
So he ties Adolis, but he's still behind him because of distance.
Yeah, 2 more gives him a good chance.
Yeah. He would still he would still be behind Witt though.
He won't be a lock, but if he beats one of the last two, that got out.
Yeah. So 405.
He's got to hit one more, and I think I think you gotta feel pretty good if he gets one more. I mean, I don't think it's a lock or anything, but
he looks really comfortable right now too.
yeah,
so.
he does. Oh, there's one.
So that
That might be
passes
425.
No,
yeah, it was right down the line.
So if he hits one more, he's guaranteed, I think, to be in the
Yes.
the semifinal. So
yep, there it is.
So if he hits one more, they'll probably stop him. No, I guess not, because
No,
you
I
would
mean,
have to worry about the other ones
yeah.
behind him.
Oh,
I was thinking he'd be the number one seed now, but you still have the other two. So
yeah. Well, I think Bohm hit one longer.
well, he's tied right now with Bohm.
Right. If he hits one more, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I imagine one of Ozuna or Henderson hits more than.
You would think, but hey,
you never know. Look at this though. Bohm and Ramirez are the two top guys right now.
You look at it. You have Pete and Adolis Garcia already out, and Teoscar Hernandez is on the bubble. Like, you probably thought like those were probably three guys that people were picking to win, or to at least move on.
No doubt.
I see this commercial so much.
Yeah.
I just noticed Jose Ramirez's pitcher is Betances. It's not Dylan.
I was checking social media or X to get to see if people talking about the Alonso, and I saw somebody sent a video or a picture of a screenshot from the NCAA game, and it had it was basically the in Road to Glory you can get random texts from teammates asking you to do stuff.
Yeah.
One of it said, "Hey man, are you free this week? My girl just broke up with me and I need to spend some time with the boys." And one of the responses you can have is ask for her number. Can't believe that's in that game. It's amazing. Marcell Ozuna time.
Yeah.
It is shocking not only to see him in the All-Star game and Home Run Derby, but just him being in a Braves uniform still after the start he had last year, coming off of two miserable seasons on and off the field. It really is remarkable the turnaround we saw last year, and it's been really, I know there's a lot of controversy around Marcell Ozuna, but it's been good to see because it seems like he's really turned his personal life around too. So, it's good to see that. So as you can see that they're showing a graphic right now on ESPN. He's got the third most home runs since the beginning of last year. So there's a home run. Oh my God. How far was that one? 473. I think that's the oh.
Yeah, longest. Teoscar was 466 before that.
Oh, this is looking good right now. Popped one foul. He's hitting a lot of pop-ups right now.
There he is.
A lot of high pitches.
That was just Oppo.
It wasn't getting out. That one's gonna be close, but I think since it's center field, it's gonna be tough.
Yep. He almost needs to take his Oh no,
Yeah.
reset here.
Yeah, the pitching is like very inconsistent right now.
Yeah. It's gonna need to get hot here. It's only at what,
Yeah.
4?
Yeah, he started off so good too. He hit 4 or 5 in he hit all four in like the first 30 seconds, and then
Yeah.
it's been off. Yeah, talking a little bit more about Marcell Ozuna's year he's had.
Yeah.
Just he's put up a 164 WRC plus this year so far, which is just insane considering where he was at. I mean, that's a really good number, anyways. I think it's number 3 in the National League, behind Harper and Shohei. But he's put up 3.2 WAR as a DH only, and that's really impressive. Second to Shohei, and it's been fun to watch him have the season he's had. He's really had to carry the Braves offense this year.
He's gonna set a new career high in homers too. I mean, he hit 40 last year, and
Yeah,
he's at 26 already. So
yeah. If he stays healthy and he continues to play like he has, for sure.
yeah,
He's starting to get going a little bit. He's just looking a little bit better.
it's gonna be at 7 now, 8,
9.
9.
It's
It's
3 in a
getting
row.
it's getting hot here.
Oh, there's another pop up. Straight
Hit
bat.
5 in like 30 seconds right
Yep.
there.
There's
There's
another
another
one,
one.
probably.
That's out.
Yep. That's out. That's out. Oh, that one hit the wall.
Looks like he's starting to get a little bit more tired.
Yeah. Yeah, and
How
I
he
don't think
started too. He
I was gonna
got
say I don't think Marcel's in the best just physical shape, so he probably
yeah.
doesn't have quite the same stamina as some of these other guys. That one might be out to dead center.
No,
Nope, not quite. It's so hard to hit a ball out to dead center at this
glove off.
park. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah. You
probably
got to
out.
kind of stay in the alleys.
Yeah, there's
Mm.
another one.
Oh, it did get out to dead center.
There's another one.
One to dead center
It's gonna be
missed. He's gonna
close.
miss.
Oh, that last one got out.
That one's not going to.
This was not. The second to
So,
last one, I guess. It got out barely. So
so
14.
yeah.
I feel like
Which
there's a chance that Ozuna has a good that he has a
he's a,
good 3 outs thing because he was getting
yeah.
tired there. He might be able to take a little bit of rest, and it could help him.
Well, he
And
came out and he hit what 4 in like the first 30 seconds. Then he hit
yeah,
5 in the next 30 seconds
yeah,
too. Like
after the
after his
break,
break. So
yeah,
you could see him get hot here too. And he's at what do you say 14? So
yeah,
he needs 5 to tie Teoscar for that last spot right now.
yeah,
And he
and
would have the
he
distance
should.
bonus.
I was gonna say he should have the
So
distance bonus over
yeah,
anybody. So
he does. So if he ties, he would obviously get that. So he just needs 5 homers here in the bonus time to tie.
yeah, and one of them has to be I think there's a pretty good chance that if he does hit a couple homers here, that he will get the extra out with the way that he's
Yeah.
hitting them about a
If
mile.
if he gets to the 5, we wouldn't have to worry about it. He's going to hit it either way with the bonuses.
Talking to his Braves teammates with Ronaldo Lopez there. It's crazy to see him in the All-Star game as a starting pitcher. Look at that highest. He had the highest average exit velocity.
Yeah, about a mile over.
Yeah,
Teoscar was at like 100.9.
100.7.
So
Yeah, 100.7, 100.9.
Zuna was at 101.7. So
Yep.
see, it's getting ready to start the bonus now.
Yeah.
So I'm going right down the middle.
Yeah. On high. Nope.
To pop up.
There you
There's
go.
one.
I think it's gonna be close. Got it.
Got out.
First row.
Not his distance, but Got it out, so he's at 15 now. That's
No.
sounds like an out. So right now he's at his last out unless he hits 425, and he needs
Yeah. He
he needs
needs
4
5
homers.
more. I don't know why I didn't swing at that one.
Probably just taking a breather.
Yeah, it might be. There you go.
It should be your
That might be
425.
425. Yeah, I think so.
426.
426. Oh wow.
So that's his extra one.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that makes all the difference right there.
Yeah, it really does.
He'll take his time.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, that's
now
a
he's gotten
grounder.
back to his last out. It goes outside. That was a good one.
He just
Ah. So Zunu didn't get it.
so that locks in Bobby Witt.
Yep. So now it'll be down between
be
Gunner and
Gunner and
Teoscar
Teoscar.
Hernandez. Which Gunner, with the way this ballpark's favors lefties, Gunner probably should be able to.
I think Gunner's gonna do it.
Yeah. So if we want to talk about the year that Gunner is having.
Yeah.
I mean, a 168 WRC plus, 6.1 WAR, 28 homers, matched his high from homers last year, already at the All-Star break. More stolen bases this year, only like 19 RBIs behind. He's batting 286. Strikeout rate's dropped a little bit. Walk rate's almost back up to that 11%. 584 slugging. I mean, he's
been awesome.
He's
the
been
defense,
incredible.
One of the big questions about Gunnar Henderson, coming out of the minor leagues and everything was, is he going to stick at shortstop? Is he going to be shortstop? Is he going to play third? What's he going to do? And he's really been a good defender at shortstop. He hasn't been an elite defender, but he's been a really good defender at shortstop. So that's been awesome to see. And, he's just such a well-rounded player. Does everything well. You'd like to see him maybe, cut down on the strikeouts a tiny bit more going forward, but he's still 23 years old.
Yeah.
This guy's the real deal, and I know a lot of attention for the Orioles gets put on Adley Rutschman, and for good reason. But Gunnar Henderson is the guy that is that high upside, just MVP guy, caliber player that they could have, and definitely a great player, and it's been awesome to see. I mean, 6.1 WAR. He's only 0.2 WAR behind Judge right now, so that's pretty pretty impressive.
For sure. Great. So
That's
see as he's getting ready to start his round here.
Yeah, I was gonna say one more note that I was gonna mention. Dan Zimborski, who's the guy that does the Zips projection system, he had Gunnar Henderson with the highest WAR total over the next 5 seasons, passing Acuna after Acuna's injury. So Gunnar Henderson's projected to be the best player over the next 5 seasons in all of baseball at this point, which is pretty remarkable.
Yeah. Gunner's had a little bit of a slow start here. 30 seconds in, he hasn't hit a homer yet.
Yeah, they're taking their time too right now. I think I mean he's really taking his time.
Still hasn't hit one yet.
Still nothing.
He's going in almost up into a minute, and he still hasn't hit one homer yet.
There you go. That's probably getting out down the line.
Yeah, snuck out 377. Oh, that
was going out.
That one's out.
He's starting to get going now. There's three in a row. 4, probably. Yep.
Throwing it out,
5 in a
yeah.
oh no, that one's not good. That was or there was 5 in a row, and then there was one that's not. Nope, still at 4. Yeah, that pitching has been a mess.
At minute 39, took his timeout, 4 homers. So
I hit all 4 of them were in a row.
So he needs to get to 20 homers here to move on, because Teoscar has the bonus over him so far.
Yep.
So I don't know if Gunner's going to hit one 467 or not, but
Yeah, that's gotta be it's gonna be
it's gonna
tough.
be pretty big numbers.
I don't know if he's got that in him.
So he's gonna have to get really hot here. I mean, he hit the 4 in a row, so he's gonna have to continue, get hot with that again, and then have a big
Yeah.
bonus round.
It's another guy's pitchers struggled here, so
Yeah.
I think that maybe when he's able to take pitches, he could go on a little bit of a run too in the those 4
Yeah.
and the 3 final outs. But
It looks like Gunner's. I mean, he's had a better success when the ball's higher, but he seems to like the ball lower.
yeah, he's hitting a lot of doubles, a lot of hard hit right down the line type stuff.
Yeah.
And that would have been in the gap. Yeah, this pitching is all over the place.
Yeah.
There's
That's
one.
one.
There's
Another one.
He's gonna have to hit a bunch of them really fast here, though.
He's doing it right now.
One. Yeah, but he's gotta pick it up even more.
Oh, took a pitch right there too.
There you go. Launch that one. Launch that one.
Not going to sneak out there. You can tell he's starting to get tired now.
A little bit.
30 seconds left.
Took his time out kind of early too.
A little bit, yeah.
There's that one. Will get out.
He's at.
It's gonna give him
10 homers now.
He's got to hit at least 2 or 3 more here in the last 20 seconds.
Yeah.
There's one.
That might be one. It's kind of tailing back. Nope, doesn't get out.
Is that gonna stay fair? I think it's fair.
Nope, fair.
Gotta get this one more pitch
So
in.
He's at 11 right now. 12. Nope, he's at 11.
He's gonna have to go on a run.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to release his inner Josh Hamilton in 2010 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
2008, whatever it was. He's probably sitting there like, man, I picked the wrong pitcher.
I wonder if late in here it try to put more pressure on them trying to hit a number.
Maybe. I don't know if Gunner just.
I mean, what you see three of the. If Gunner doesn't go on a run here, you're gonna have the first 3.
Yeah, I don't know if that Gunner performed all that badly. I think that his pitcher was all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that.
That's why I don't like the pitch limits. Or the time.
Yeah.
Either of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you.
Yeah, we're going on an hour and 40 minutes here already, so.
Yeah. We still got.
We're still going, not even through the first round yet.
Yeah. The last couple of rounds are a little bit shorter, I think.
Well, yeah, and you're only going to have, you have head-to-head there, too, so
yep.
You don't have to worry about 8 people.
He's got one more chance. He's got to hit 10 home runs with 1 out.
Unless he hits 425.
Unless he hits a 425.
He's hit 2, I think. He hit 425 and
438. That's not it.
That's out.
Last place. Guy with the most home runs is going to be last place.
Yep. So that means your next round is going to be Alec Bohm versus Teoscar Hernandez and Jose Ramirez versus Bobby Witt.
Yep.
So
I believe that I'm going to go get a glass of water real quick because I do not have water up here with me, and
go ahead.
I'm thirsty, and I did not especially expect this to go past, like, it's probably going to end up being a 10 o'clock before it's over, so I need to refuel here for a second. So I'll be right back.
We'll handle it. Yeah, I mean, it's been a little bit of a. Whoa, why did that just do that? But it's been a little shocking. The results that we've had so far. Um, would have definitely expected, Pete or Adolis or somebody to have a better performance there. Gunnar definitely being the last, the least amount of homers, coming in with the most amount of homers so far. It's a little bit interesting. So we'll just move on here to the second round and see what the. Now, the rules do change a little bit in the second round, I believe. Or maybe not. Doesn't look like it. It looks like it's the same, actually. The finals are what changes. So. But. Yeah, so I mean, looking forward to what we have going on the podcast here moving forward. Next week we'll do a draft recap with Greg Zumak again. You guys heard him on here a couple weeks ago, previewing the draft. We'll get a little bit more info from him, about how the draft broke down and everything from there. He usually has some good information coming from that, and then. The next week is the trade deadline. So usually we do record on Mondays. So the episode would normally be the 29th, but the deadline is the 30th. So we most likely will push that episode to the 30th so we can just we could really do a full deadline breakdown day, which would give us a ton of stuff to talk about there. So just a couple things to look forward to the next couple weeks of what to do, but. Then we will head for the stretch run here, going into August, and as we head towards the playoffs. But anyways, well, welcome back, Matt.
I have returned.
You have returned.
I have my glass of water.
I don't know if we should say fortunately or unfortunately, but
you'd love to have me here.
Hey, I'm gonna say it's a little awkward just talking to yourself. Trying to figure out what to say, but
yeah, it is. We our best episode ever was without Damien. So what does that mean?
Yeah, I know. What does it mean? I think it was because it was my birthday, so it was like a birthday gift to me as everyone tuned in. That's what they wanted to do. No, it was really I mean, we should mention that too. Like, we had a really great episode on that mock draft episode. We hit close to 600 viewers, which is almost 6 times our biggest amount. It was just a really, really great episode. You guys did a great job on that. It was a lot of fun to listen to. So
get some more get some more prospect content going.
I guess so.
I think after the trade deadline calms down a little bit, I think we're going to try to get Greg back on at some point to kind of review the draft and all that went on with it.
Isn't he? I think. Well, I said it, so I hope it's right. I think he's coming on next week.
It might be next week. It might be next week.
I believe he is, because
it might be before the trade deadline. Because the following week we would have a preview for the trade deadline.
No, because the next week is the deadline.
The deadline's on it's on the Monday, isn't it?
Deadline's on the 30th of Tuesday, so we probably wouldn't record on the 29th. We would just push Tuesday, it to Tuesday of the deadline, and so we'll have Greg next week, and then it would be deadline week. So we wouldn't even have really a trade deadline prep episode, kind of.
Well, I guess we can talk a little bit about it now.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to right now. I
Yeah.
mean we can, but it's kind of hard because everything there's still so many questions. We don't know who the real sellers are. Like obviously
Yeah.
we've seen the stuff. We expect Jazz and like Tanner Scott to get traded from the
Jazz, Tanner
Marlins,
Scott,
um, but we don't know where else.
Crochet.
Yeah, I mean Crochet maybe
Um,
if they get their
yeah.
price.
Uh,
Robert if they get their price.
Eric Fetty will
Um,
get traded.
Fetty should get traded,
Um,
but it's like you don't
the
know
Nat.
because there's the
Yeah.
Nationals. I don't. I mean they what Finnegan maybe, but I
Well,
don't think they're trading anything else. Maybe Lane Thomas,
yeah. I
maybe.
mean, they just traded Hunter Harvey the other day. We didn't mention
Yeah,
that. I thought that was a really bad trade, by the way, for the for the Royals. But I know there was a little bit of disagreement there with everybody. But that draft
I
pick
don't.
is pretty. That's a pretty big draft pick, and you get a real prospect for that. And you also got another guy that was pretty well rated in their system for a reliever with like a year and a half left, who is a good reliever, a very good reliever, but he's not like a elite caliber reliever. I mean, you look at some of the returns for top relievers over the past couple of years, and that was a I thought that was a little bit of an overpay by Kansas City, but they needed bullpen help really badly, and they got it, so it might work out. But
Yeah, I mean I didn't think the trade was terrible. I mean, but if you're gonna jump the market, you have to pay a premium,
yeah,
and that's kind of the way I saw it.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, that was one that the Nationals just could not pass up that deal. I mean,
no,
that
yeah,
was an insane return for a
yeah,
probably a good middle reliever, like
yeah.
you know,
So and the Royals they've struggled, and they've had success when they have deep bullpens, really good deep
yeah.
bullpens. They've had some luck with John Schreiber.
Schreiber.
Yeah, I don't know how to say it.
Of
Anyways,
course he was good with
um,
Boston before the trade.
yeah.
So
Well, I'm saying they've had some good luck with him, with James MacArthur. They've had um, they signed Will Smith, so obviously they're going to go to the World Series this
yeah,
year.
that was not a great signing.
So just as we're talking here, Bobby Wood is starting his
Yeah.
second round.
Speaking of the Royals,
Looks like the rules are exactly the same as
yeah,
the first round for this one, at least. So, um, yeah, but looking forward at the deadline, people thought maybe the Mets, but now they're in wild card position. You
yeah,
have
The Mets are
you,
probably gonna buy.
yeah. Well, that's
Um,
what I'm saying. Like
yeah,
looking coming into the year, people thought, oh, the Mets maybe they're going to do that. There was a little bit where like, oh, hey, the Astros might sell, but now they've jumped back in.
yep.
There was potential talk where like the Diamondbacks and Christian Walker, but now they're only one game out of the wild card again too. Like, there's
I think
just the Cubs even like they're 3.5 out. Are they really? I don't think they're going to sell unless
I don't.
they get really bad. Like, I don't see any teams that are really going to be big time sellers in
I,
this market outside of Miami and Chicago, and it's like they only have a couple pieces.
Oakland, um, Oakland, if they have pieces that are,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
I
what
don't
is
know
it,
that Oakland's got
Rooker?
pieces that make sense to sell because the pieces that they have that are actually performing pretty well are such long term. Lots of control left. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess they might trade Brent Rooker, but I don't think there's
that's the
urgency to
only
do
one.
that. And
Yeah. I the only thing I could say is you could do Rooker now because I don't think his value's ever going to be higher.
no, it
He's like a
won't. I
940
agree. I
OPS.
100% agree with you on that. I would trade him in a heartbeat right now because I don't think he's that. I don't think he's this naturally talented. His
No,
strikeout rates are really high. He chases a ton. I think he's one of those guys that's going to have a really cool peak where he's a good story for a couple years, but he's going to go back to being a you know bench
yeah.
power bat. I guess I don't know, but
Yeah, so it's just like looking forward. I don't know what the big selling is going to
yeah.
look like, and
I mean,
and we don't have. I mean, like it's still 2 weeks out. You won't really get more clarity
yeah,
until
yeah.
not even
And
next week. Really, it's
I
going to
think
be more a couple days
yeah,
before.
I think the big question with the selling versus buying debate too is these teams that are selling, what extent are they selling to? Like, the White Sox are probably selling anything they can get a good return for, as are the Marlins, whether it's a guy
Yeah,
with a few years of control, whatever. But like, okay, let's take for example like the Angels.
yeah.
They're out of it this year for sure. They might sell some pieces, but I mean, I don't know that Artie Moreno and that front office is going to want to sell anybody who's going to be there next year because they always think they're going to contend, even though they
I
won't.
I think the front office would.
The front office probably
Uh,
wants to, but they don't have the
for
permission to.
the front office wanted to trade Otani last year.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
they don't have
they
permission to do it though. I mean,
yeah. If anything, if the Angels needs to sell, it's the owner. Like,
yeah, but
but but yeah, I mean, maybe they trade Tyler Anderson potentially.
yeah, Tyler
Um,
Anderson's one. I mean, you got
Carlos Estevez. He's a rental option.
Renhefo.
I I don't know if they will do. Is
See,
Renito a free agent?
that's the question. Like, I don't think he's a free agent, but I mean, they should trade him because he's not going to be like a super long term answer
And I
for
don't.
them
He's having
when they're competitive again. But he's put up a pretty good season so far. One and a
yeah
half WAR, 360 on base percentage. Like he's been good this year.
yeah.
So
He's a
you
free
know,
agent after next season,
yeah. So I mean,
so you get a year and a half.
I think
You
Renhefo's a good
should.
example of a guy that you should sell. But
Drury, not Drury. Sorry, Taylor Ward. You should sell Taylor
yeah,
Ward if you
Taylor Ward's
could.
another one. Just like he's like Renhefo, where
Yeah.
he's having a good year. Taylor Ward's got a little bit more of a track record of being good uh, than than Renhevo too. But
Yeah.
Bobby Witt has put up 16 home runs. He's got one pitch left here. He's having a good
Mm.
round before the bonus time,
Did you get that last one?
and
Yeah,
he did.
17.
So
So he what?
17 with a bonus still to
Yeah,
come.
and he hit 21 in the first round,
Yep.
or 20. Sorry, 20. So
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
yeah, so it's
the
just like
Rockies are another
where
one. Like, are
they
they
won't.
gonna? I don't think they will either. I mean, that's their track record is that they don't do what they're
Well,
supposed to do. But
who are they selling?
well, I mean, Ryan McMahon. I mean, they could sell Ryan McMahon. I mean, they've
They
got.
could.
I mean,
Their ask on Ryan McMahon has always been
that's
stupid.
what. I agree. That's why I'm thinking like they might not. But
Yeah,
I mean, that
and
would make a
I
lot of
don't
sense
know
to trade him. I mean, he's
I
been.
don't know what else they would trade outside of McMahon.
I
Really,
mean,
like
Ryan McMahon's been awesome this
I
year.
don't
2.2 WAR.
I don't think Rogers is getting you anything. None
Probably
of the
not.
pitching's getting you
Yeah,
anything.
Rogers is one of those guys. He's talented enough to where there's a world where he gets healthy and breaks out again next year or something, and people will, and he could get a lot more. I would keep him,
I
but
think he needs to get out of Colorado to get healthy.
I mean, you might be
That
right, but
that doesn't. Colorado is terrible for people who have
yeah,
injury concerns because of
yeah,
the high elevation doesn't allow the body to
yeah.
recover.
And then, but yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I guess they don't have a ton of guys, but maybe it's Elias Diaz. I know he had a hot start, but
I mean, he's somebody I think they would trade. The Blue Jays, they are one that could be really interesting. Like they have Danny
yeah,
Jansen, you have Justin
yeah.
Turner, you do have bullpen pieces. Will they will they actually trade Bo or Vlad? I don't think so, but you might be able to convince one of them. Like I don't think they trade Vlad, but they might get enticed to trade Bo if
I
somebody
think
comes with a big enough
Yeah, I
package.
think they trade him for an overpay. I just don't like the problem with Bo Bichette this year is that
Who's overpaying?
he's been so bad this year
That's what I'm
that
saying. So who's overpaying?
like exactly like nobody's gonna want to trade for him. I think people probably still somewhat believe in his talent, but I mean
Bobby Witt
his
did not hit a homer in extra
yeah
time, by the
that
way.
was rough. So um
So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with all those guys, and then of course you've got some pitchers for maybe Toronto. I just
yeah, I
depends. Like
mean,
I do think I'll make one bold prediction here. I think that
okay,
one team, oh the Tigers are another team that might sell with like Jack Flaherty and some guys, but
yeah.
I do have one team out of these fringe sellers. How much are they going to sell? Type like the Blue Jays, the Rays, the Tigers. One of these teams is gonna just start a rebuild, and they're gonna just sell off everything, and they're gonna blow it up, and they're gonna get a ton of return for it this deadline. It's
If
such
any
a
if
seller's market.
if any of those teams do it, it's the Blue Jays.
I would
The
not be shocked.
Rays,
I would not be
the
shocked if
Rays
it was the
don't.
Rays.
The Rays don't. I mean, they might trade Randy. Like that might be the one they trade as like a Rosarena,
Yeah,
but I don't. They're not. I don't think they're trading Paredes. I don't
I
think
don't
they're
think they're gonna
trading
trade Paredes, but what about?
Eflin.
I was gonna say, but what about Eflin,
I don't think they're trading
um,
Eflin. I don't think.
Siri?
I who's paying for Siri? I mean, he's so volatile. I don't see anyone going to pay for Siri. Siri screams a player who gets played out of your playoff roster.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see where they're selling. Honestly, I really don't. Brandon Lowe, maybe,
Brandon Lau, yeah. I
or
mean,
like Wow Lowe, whatever.
yeah, they won't
But
sell. They won't trade Josh Lowe.
no.
They won't trade.
So
I don't think they'll trade Paredes, but
no, I don't. People like people would want Yandy, but I don't think they're going to trade Yandy.
yeah, and what Caballero might get traded. Might be a guy that can get
Yeah,
traded.
I
I mean,
just
he's
I
been.
think it's I think if any team really does it, it's the Blue Jays.
It's and the Blue Jays probably have the most to give up. I mean, they've got the
Just
most to trade.
because you could trade Danny Jansen, you can trade Justin Turner, you could probably trade a pitcher or two. Like somebody would probably acquire Bassett and Gossman.
Yeah.
Like you could get a good something for
Yeah, that's the pitcher I was
Jordan
thinking of
Romano.
was Gossman. Like you could maybe trade Gossman, but I mean, I probably wouldn't do it if I was gonna. I would not trade any of these guys if I was gonna compete next year. But I just don't know that they're gonna contend next year.
It's so I mean the AL West or AL East is a difficult place
Exactly.
to contend in. But I mean if you are doing it, then it's like then you have to pick between Vlad and Bo.
Yeah.
And obviously so then it's like, well, if you're going to trade Bo, now makes sense because it's a year and a half of control. Right? Like you do it, some teams would be willing to pay more. I don't like the narrative of like, well, let's just wait till the offseason because more teams are in. It's like
Yeah.
that very rarely works out. And you get
Yeah.
a team who you can convince a team that getting an
Well,
extra postseason run.
Well, I was gonna say teams are also more desperate at the deadline, like
Yeah.
because in the offseason, teams will sit there and say, you know, I think we probably need it, but I don't really want to pay this much. Let's see where we're at the deadline. Like
Yeah.
that's what
Because
teams do.
it costs less.
Yeah. I
Like
mean, this is
literally. So
yeah,
I
this
think
is
if
the
you're
time
going
to
to do
do
it, you
it.
do it now.
So, Jose Ramirez just took a really early time out. There's 148 left on his clock. He's only got 4 homers, so
He needs to reach that
he's
17 mark.
yeah, he's already got 25. He's already through 15 pitches, so he probably needs to go on a run here pretty soon.
Yeah. So that's just some stuff looking at the deadline. Like it's going to be interesting to see. Like we're going to get a lot more clarity probably next week. Like next week, I mean, in later into the week.
Yeah, about who's gonna sell and who's gonna buy at least. And then,
Yeah, probably around Thursday or Friday of next week is when we'll start getting that.
yeah.
So we'll start that.
Yeah, we could get
I
some early trades. I mean, I remember in
yeah
2021, the All-Star break was when the Braves traded for Jock Peterson, and
yeah well Machado too in 2018
yeah,
was right after the All Star.
yeah, and
So
and obviously,
yeah, I mean, if let's say we're looking at people like some early names to get traded, right? Like who would be somebody the team to jump on? Um, I think Tanner Scott is somebody who will go probably earlier than.
I think probably relievers. There's a couple teams that are desperate for relievers right now that really need somebody quick.
And not just that, but Tanner Scott is probably the best left-handed, or is the best left-handed reliever on the market.
Yeah, I mean,
and he's having an incredible season, and you're going to want to jump before other teams have the chance to get him.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think he's a guy that you definitely want to. Definitely, it's going to get traded early. I mean, you look last year, Chapman getting traded so early.
Yeah,
that was one, and
I mean, we saw Harvey already jump at that.
Yeah, Hunter Harvey was another one that got an early trade. Maybe some more guys. Phil Maton as well. Maybe some of these guys too that like a team just really likes a player who's just kind of an okay reliever this year. That type of trade is going to happen. I think a pretty good bit. Here early.
I could see a team making a thing for a starter pretty soon too.
Yeah.
I don't know who or where, but like Crochet, I think obviously goes to the deadline day. But I mean, could you see Flaherty jump early? I mean, I could see a team wanting to get an extra start or two from somebody like Flaherty.
I don't know about Flaherty.
I don't think any of the Marlins guys are going to go, but Fede, Somebody could jump the market for
I
Fede
could see
too.
Fede maybe. Yeah. I mean,
Fede and Kopech. I mean, maybe that's a package. People, you get a starter and a
yeah.
bullpen arm.
Yeah, one thing I remember several years ago with the Twins traded for Jaime Garcia, and then they
Yeah,
flipped him right before the deadline. One of
yeah.
these teams that's a fringe-ish contender what if they went ahead and in the next couple of days during the All-Star
Yeah.
break they went out and bought something like that, where
The
you get somebody
only
like that and then they flipped them at the deadline again if they end up losing 5 games in a row or something like
the
team like
only
the Giants or the Cubs or somebody.
yeah, the only problem I have with that is that I think it would be a good strategy if the All-Star break was a week earlier.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Because right now, like, let's see, teams play Thursday or Friday. I think it's Friday when most teams go back to playing. You get what, 1 week really, like a
Yeah,
week and a half
week and a
before
half. I mean, but if you get a
before.
reliever, that could
So
be like 4 appearances. I mean, that could be
I mean,
4 games that are changed. Like,
it could. I mean, that the 4 games would push it probably, but you could probably get that.
yeah.
Um,
Um, Jose
but it's like if
Ramirez
you,
broke his bat, by the way. It looks like
yeah,
during that
he's
round, he still
yeah,
hit
he's at
12.
a 12 homers, and so he's going into bonus now. He
Yeah,
needs to get to 18 to
yeah,
beat Bobby Witt here.
he's gonna have
So
a hard time. But we'll see here.
got
Oh,
his first
first
out
pitch swing.
immediately, second out
First two.
immediately.
Yeah, he's done. So it's gonna be Bobby Witt. It looks like.
Yeah. Bobby Witt versus either Teoscar or Alec
Yep.
Bohm.
Here we go.
Interesting. Um, so yeah, it's that's the only problem I have is if because the All Star break is a week later this year for some reason. Um, if it was earlier, that you could easily see more of the, like, during the break, get a guy early, have 2 weeks of it and see if you can really flip your strategy there, and then you have at least a few days if you want to trade him to work it out. It's like I just feel like if you trade somebody for somebody now, you
Yeah.
really have like 1 week to make your decision if you're going to buy or sell, because you need to start getting with teams,
Yeah.
the 28th, the 29th there into the 30th to start figuring things out. So it's like really you get 1 week, and it's like, well, is that 1 week, your 2 or 3 appearances you're going to get from the person
Yeah.
really going to do that much for you? Or if it's a starter, your one start you're going to get potentially two.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you. I mean, it's definitely a
If it's somebody you're going to flip, I think
yeah.
if it's somebody you're going to keep, I think it makes a lot of sense to do it right now
Oh, absolutely. But I
because
mean,
you
if
get
you're
the added benefit. But
if you're the Braves, then get an outfielder now if you've got one you like.
well, I'm talking about the
If
fringe
you're
teams
the
that, like,
oh well, yeah.
yeah, I'm talking about the fringe teams. Like, if you're gonna, like, let's just say, not that it's gonna happen, but I'm just gonna use David's Cubs for example.
Yeah.
Like, let's say they're gonna use a starting pitcher. Like, okay, well, it doesn't make sense for them to trade for Jack Flaherty right now and then turn around and, oh well, we're gonna sell him and flip, try and sell it later. It's like, if you're gonna keep him, like, okay, then sure. You're like, hey, we're 3.5 games out. We think we can make a run. Let's get Jack Flaherty early, get a couple extra starts from him
Yeah.
before the deadline, and then we're going to use that there. But we can get the 2 extra starts from him rather than whatever else, rather than Hayden Wesneski right now or something.
Yeah.
Like, that's something I could see
Well,
happening.
that would be a story if Jack Flaherty went to the Cubs.
No, yeah, but I was just
Yeah.
using that as an
No, I
example.
know. That was it's just
But like
the thought of it.
that's what would make sense. Now, getting somebody now to flip them doesn't really. So, but it would be interesting if we see some of these fringe teams make that, because if a fringe team does acquire somebody right now, it's basically to say that they're going to be a buyer, rather than to sell some pieces off. So
Yeah.
but, all right, just get this going here.
Got to get more commercials in.
Got
ESPN's
to.
got to make their money.
Hmm. But
Well, now we get an SEC football ad, so I'm happy about that.
right.
Coming soon.
Can't wait till it's back.
Yep.
Get that back. But look at this real quick and see.
Man, there's a lot of commercials going here. You would think that ESPN would move it along a little bit.
Nah, they don't want to.
People gotta tune out. All right, Teoscar Hernandez is up first.
Goat.
I don't know about that, but here he goes, stepping in.
Well, we'll see. Now it's going to be either Teoscar or Alec Bohm.
Yep, versus Bobby Witt Jr. Did I pick Bobby Witt Jr.?
I didn't write it down. I'm going to be honest.
I don't know. I remember. I know. I thought he had a good shot, but I might have picked Pete or somebody instead. All right, 0 for 2.
Settle in here.
Hey, there's one. No, that was off the
I didn't get
wall.
out.
It must have been. He must have hit it from a top spin or something.
There.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be one, right?
Yep.
Uh,
He got that one. Got out.
did it? This was going foul.
Oh no, it didn't.
I don't think it did. I think it hit the wall.
Jeez. 0 for 8 for Teoscar.
Yep. That's gonna be one if
That
it's fair.
should be one. There
Yeah,
you go.
there you go. There's number 1.
There's
Number
number
2.
2.
It's been interesting. This year it feels like a lot of baseball. Over the past several years with the juiced balls, and this year it feels like it hadn't been quite as juiced. Um,
Yeah.
I wonder if the home run derby. I'm sure they probably juiced the balls up a little bit for the home run derby, but it feels like there's some balls that are getting hit that aren't going out, or balls that are just not getting the swing looks better than it, and it sounds better than it actually is going off the bat too. Like,
Yeah.
and Teoscar's in trouble here. He's only got 3, and he's halfway
3 with
through
the.
with this
Yeah.
timeout. So
They're about 2 pitches from the from getting them all in too. They have 22 here at the halfway
yeah,
point, so
yep,
they're gonna have to speed it up here. But
yeah,
he looks gassed. I mean,
he does. He does.
So let's see here. Might have a Bobby Witt versus Alec Bohm finale.
Yeah,
It'd be wild if Alec Bohm wins the home run derby.
yeah. One of those is not a surprise, but the other one, I mean, I don't think too many people expected Alec Bohm to be there. It's good Swing there from Teoscar. All right.
Needs to
Back in
get
the
hot here.
box. Yep, he does. He's got to get. I mean, I feel like you got to get at least like 14 or 15 to have a chance. I mean,
Going into the bonus.
yeah. Oh, I think just in total. I mean,
I don't know. Bowman's the first one, so he has extra rest, and his swing just didn't seem to have all that much behind it. So it's not like he was super
yeah.
gassed.
His pitcher was on fire in that first round, though, throwing it in good spots. I don't know if his
Yeah.
pitcher's going to be able to do that quite as well. I mean, he might. He might just be really good, but yeah, Teoscar's having a hard time here. That one might get out. Yep, it did. There's another one. He's got to go on a run here. He's starting to get a little bit though. There's 2 in a row. That one's not out.
That's
There's another one.
There's
There you
another one.
go.
Should be at 9 now.
10.
10 if that one stays up. Nope.
Oh. See, that's another
That
one. I
should
mean,
be
it looks
10
like
right there.
it looks like he's top spinning it so much on some of these.
That should be 11.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oop.
Get back in there, Teo.
Yeah. Better. He's gonna leave some pitches on the table here too.
No.
His pitcher's been pretty good here.
Evil's done it a few times before too. He's at 12 now. Should get one more. Should get this one in.
Might get out.
No. It's 13 going into bonus.
Yep. Get 2 or 3 in the bonus, then I think he's in a pretty good spot. I mean, you look at the other semifinal, both of those guys hit like 20 or 21 in the first round, and they're at 17 and 12. So if Teoscar can get 2 or 3 more, I don't know that Bohm will repeat what he did in the first round. So I think that was about as good as Bohm can do.
And one thing to watch for too is Teo could easily hit something 425.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that's if he gets one. I mean,
the extra.
Yeah.
So you can tell he's gassed though. Look at him. He's
a little bit.
He's huffing and puffing.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd take advice on not being gassed from Vlad Jr. though. Vlad Jr. won last year, so I shouldn't be talking. Teo.
As it goes in.
Wow. Nope.
So now
popped it straight back.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's one. That should be 425 too.
Probably.
Oh, nope. 413.
Yeah, I don't know how good. I mean, it's so hard to tell when it's pulled like that down the line how hard he actually hit it. Yeah, 102, 33 degree. That's about right. But he's still, I mean, the one is good there.
Yeah. That's another out.
Yeah.
So he's got 1 hour remaining right now. He's at 14. So he has to hit 425 on this one to get the extra bonus here.
Taking all the way. That wasn't a good pitch either. Good we thought about swinging at that. Oh man, he crushed that ball, but it's foul, or it's not high enough.
Yeah. So he's at 14. So Bohm's got to get 15 here.
It's very doable for Bohm, but I wouldn't be shocked if Teoscar held zone. We'll see.
Yeah, I think 14's a pretty. I think Bum gets that decently, easily.
We'll see.
I just think he had the most rest. His swing was not that.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy going. He doesn't max out for power. He just does that. As long as he drives him down the line. Yeah, you're talking about an 18-mile-an-hour difference there in the bat speed.
Yeah.
Teoscar was like 88, and they're talking about 70 for Bohm.
Yeah.
All right, what are we waiting on here? Get him in there.
Yeah, for real.
Still got another round to go.
Dragging it out here.
Yeah. Where's he going?
Going to leave it to a Philly to screw everything up.
All right, here he is stepping in
All
now.
right, finally. All right. That was a
First
home
one was a
run.
homer.
So that was a 93 exit velocity that got out.
29-degree launch angle too.
Man, the pitcher's throwing gas right there. You see that?
It's the harder the ball, the less you gotta.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get out. No.
No. So this is the Alec Bohm swing that you
There's
usually
one.
see. That'll be a homer.
There's another one.
Ah, it's 94 off the bat. I don't know. Yeah, it did.
That's out probably.
No, it's a
Maybe.
90 at a 42-degree angle.
It went down. It was more. It wasn't down the line as
Yeah.
much as I thought it was. I thought it was towards the pole more. So Bohm's at 3 homers here to minute 44 left.
Yeah. Is that gonna be one? It's gonna be close.
Nope.
Nope.
So he's sitting at a minute and 41 left. 3 homers, just took his
Yeah,
time out.
he's gotta get hot here.
Now the final round does have some different rules to it.
I think it's 2-minute rounds.
It's only 2-minute rounds. The bonus is still the same, but only 27 pitches in the 2 minutes. You still get the timeout, and then we still do the same bonus rules. But 2 minutes and 27 pitches, that is a different, a big step back. So.
Yeah, see, that's what I was talking about. The pitcher did so well in that first round. The second round, he's kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
There's a good swing. Oh, that'll be
another one.
Nope. That'll be out. Popped him up. Now he's running low on pitches.
Got out. Should be at 8, 9.
8, 9.
He's at 9 now. 55 seconds left.
Yeah, he's only got 12 pitches left. There's another one. There's 10.
That should be 10. Should
11.
be 11.
Nope.
I won't get out. That one should. No, not too much
No,
of a
it's gonna
line
be too
drive.
low. That one
That one
might,
should.
probably will.
That
Yep.
one did.
Is this one getting out? Nope. Yep.
Dang. He's at 13 now.
Yep.
10 seconds left. 3 pitches. 2 pitches.
Uh-oh.
So 2 pitches, 1 homer shy of Teoscar. That
There it
should be
is.
it
It's gonna
for the
tie it.
tie.
It did.
Did he
Is it?
foul?
Nope.
Oh, just barely foul. So
So
he's tied going into bonus. He
yeah,
just
and
needs 1 homer.
he does, and I don't know if he's got
He hasn't hit 425, I
I
don't
was gonna
think.
say I don't know if he's got as long a one as Teoscar, so he has to
But
hit one. I imagine he probably will. I mean, but out of
yeah.
3 chances here to hit one, but you never know.
Like I said, his swing, he got on that run right there. So, which they said there's in bonus rounds so far, we've only had 1 homer hit, and that was with Teoscar. So it's going to be interesting to see. But I mean, it's pretty easy if you know you only have to hit 1 here. Be
Yeah.
pretty selective and just wait for it. So. Well, we know Witt will go second in the final, so
Yep. And Bohm's gonna have to
turn it around now.
yep. Well, if
Got
it's
his
Bohm,
first out.
there's out. There's an out.
There it is.
No, I don't think so. It's 2 outs.
Oh,
Well, it's 93
found
off the
his
bat.
last out.
Oh, it's gonna be close.
No.
Oh, Teoscar made it.
No,
Oh
swing
no, we
off.
got the swing off. Okay.
All right. He just barely missed that. That like was a few feet from the wall.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, it was. He's not. See, like I don't. He's hit so many home runs that were under 100 exit velocity.
Yeah.
You know, he's just placing them really well, hitting with a backspin, getting the launch angle right on a lot of them, and hitting them right down the line. A lot of them. So it's been. He's done a good. He's doing a really good job with this being, you know, for hitting quantity in the home run derby.
Yeah. So it looks like the swing off 3 swings each. Whoever has the most in those 3 swings. Which it's just basically an extra bonus round, which we've only seen Teoscar hit 1. So we'll see. I don't know. I think Teoscar probably has to go first. I would assume.
So. Yeah.
Although Teoscar probably should be second since he has a farther homer, but
Yeah.
But what I will say though is this puts whoever is facing Witt at more of a disadvantage. More swings, and you have to go first.
But remember that you're not exerting yourself quite as much with 3 swings. This is honestly a little bit of rest, because if Bohm had hit that last one and made it, like he'd be going like now. I mean, he'd be starting his final round and he would have no rest. Now he gets a little bit extra rest.
Yeah, you probably have like 25 minutes of ESPN commercials.
I mean, you're right, but
yeah.
Teoscar Hernandez.
That goes foul.
At the distance. There you
That's
go.
one.
Yep, 420. If he hits this one, it's going to put Bohm in a tough spot.
Yeah. Honestly, hitting one is just big there.
Oh, yeah.
But definitely you want to hit two.
No, that's
There's the
2.
second
Oh,
one.
that ball is destroyed.
456.
Yeah, that was smoked. Yeah. All right, Alec Bohm needs has yeah, he needs 2. So there is no tiebreaker here either. I think it's just a
Yeah, it's just if you could tie again, they just go
another
to another
yep,
swing off.
another swing off. So
Yeah.
all right, let Bohm swing.
Yeah. Yeah, get him over there.
Get him out there. He's had enough rest.
Going at 2.5 hours already going on the
Yeah.
stream. So there's
That's
first
not one.
out.
That might get out. It's gonna be close. Oh, first row.
Got one.
Gotta
All
hit
right.
gotta hit one on the last swing here.
Gotta have it here.
Nope.
Nope.
That's it. Nice bat flip though.
Nope.
Oh, nice catch by the kid in the outfield.
So Teoscar Hernandez versus Bobby Witt Jr.
Yep.
Gotta think his favors Witt here.
I think so. I mean, Witt's been waiting longer, and he's. I mean, I think Witt's the better home run
He's been more
derby guy.
consistent.
His pitcher wasn't great in the first round, but
I think what really could come back to is that the with Teoscar Tino Abel, they've been working really slow, and you only got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like that could hurt. Where Russell and Witt, they were moving pretty quick. It's just about getting the but they only have 27 pitches now, so you have to take advantage of those. So
Yep, here comes your 30 minutes of commercials.
Yep. Oh. Oh, man.
Yeah, this commercial showing the challenge system. It'll be interesting to see when that gets implemented into the big leagues. Now I went to a minor league game, a AAA game a couple weeks ago up in Nashville, and they had the challenge system going, and I think that there was a challenge in the first inning, and I noticed it, and I was like, wow, there's a challenge. I forgot about that, and then I didn't even notice it the rest of the game. So it's definitely an interesting thing to see.
There's obviously a lot of buzz that the challenge system is going to be the way to go. It seems like it's the most easily streamlined process.
Yeah.
It still keeps the human element, which people like. You still keep the umpire; they don't lose any job there, whatever. And it's like it's simple, and you get so many per, and you can just challenge it.
Yeah. I mean, it's another thing too where it's a skill for the batter to know, hey, that was not a strike. I mean, because so many times you see batters complain about strikes that got called strikes, or balls that get called, or pitchers complaining about a ball that it was actually a ball that they didn't like the call. So, I think there's going to be a lot more skill to batters of, hey, that was legit a strike. I'm not seeing things.
Well, yeah,
How sure
that
you're going to be.
that and how you manage your challenges.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't know how many each team would get or whatever, but I mean, say it's a 5 per team per game or whatever. It's like, you have to it's not like the coach is the one to challenge it. It's the player, where it's like, well, what if the coach didn't want him to challenge it?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
could cost you situations if you use them too early. And
Yeah. And you don't get that much time to decide either. I think you get like what 2 or 3 seconds or something.
yeah,
So
because it's all to the batter. So it's
yeah.
you either the batter or the pitcher, you just tap your cap. And
Yeah.
so it's gonna be funny just because of that. Watching if it ever does become a thing, watching Glass now with it,
Yeah.
because he always, every time after throws a pitch, puts his hat back down. It's gonna look like he's challenging every play.
Oh my gosh.
um, but it'll
He's
be
gonna have to
interesting
change his
to
habits.
yeah. So all right, where are we at? Get this thing. Let's do this.
We're busy watching Mookie Betts fist bump kids, and now Shaq hosts a weird game show. All right, here we go. We're back on. Well, we got more. We're now back on the telecast, but we've got more
Yeah.
ads.
Well, we see Teoscar's getting his bat ready there, so
Yeah.
should be going pretty soon.
Yep.
Witt's nowhere to be seen. Oh no, never mind. It just went dark. Just
Yep.
what are we doing here?
All right, here we go.
Are they doing like a finals matchup thing or something? It looks like it because Witt's walking that way too.
Yeah.
They had a spotlight down there.
Just get on with it. Is that Michael Buffer?
It looks like it. We're on the ESPN2 one. We're not on the regular ESPN one, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
So goofy.
This is so weird. Like I said, Teo Oscar.
Yeah.
It's so weird that you have Michael Buffer doing this.
Now we get to let's get ready to rumble.
Jesus. You can tell this is so awkward because he keeps reading the card. I'd rather have a Bruce Buffer do like it's time. Bring me that one instead.
Home Run Derby finals trends. Huh,
Oh wow.
look at that.
Yeah, Brian. Looking at it, it's Teoscar versus Bobby Witt's in the finals, so Teoscar's getting ready to lead off right now. So you definitely have a chance to win your bet there. He said he put 200 on Teo.
Oh, wow. He's definitely got a chance. All right, here we go. The pitcher's playing basketball, I guess.
Teoscar just getting a little extra breath.
Yeah. All right. He's stepping in.
All right, let's see.
Here we
2
go.
minutes.
And pop up.
That's a pop up. There's one.
There you go. I think. Yep. There you go.
Another one.
Should be out. That's going to be close.
Nope.
Nope. That'll be one.
That should. It's just weird because we don't know what the numbers are going to look like here.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 10
You know what
is
number?
going to be a really good number.
He's at 3 right now. It's not too much top spin on
Yeah, I
it.
think so. He's hit a lot of those. He's top spinning the ball. That's Oppo.
That should be another one.
Yeah, that'll be
You
one.
do get a timeout here, so I wonder. Probably take that right
Yep,
here.
there it is.
So he's at 4, 57
Yep.
seconds left.
Yep, the pacing on the pitches has been really good. They've
Yeah.
thrown 13, and half the time they got 14 left.
Yeah. Probably still going to miss 1 or 2. Just because you're.
Maybe. They'll probably speed up a little bit at the end, though.
I mean, you'd think, but they haven't done that before. They've left pitches every round.
Yeah.
So. All right.
Oh, wow.
See how good that jersey looks?
All right, here we go. That's going to probably get out.
Should.
It did. That one's definitely out. That one's going to be
42,
close.
too
It's
high.
down the line, though.
That one should.
Yeah. Oh, it got close. There's 8. 9. Probably needs to get 1 or 2 more here. There's 10.
There's another from 10. Plus they get bonus too.
He'll get the bonus. Yeah.
11. Get one more, Teo.
That one's center field. That might be out. Oh, 411. It wasn't a homer.
Got 11 going into
Yep.
bonus. I mean, Witt hit what 17 in his last round? Obviously, that's 3-minute
Yep.
rounds, but he did hit 17 there. So
Yeah. Witt's had a lot more time to rest here, though.
yeah,
Remember, he was one of the. Well, no, he was one of the first ones to go in the first round.
yeah, he was. He was the second one to go in the first round. I
Yep.
think he was the
First one in the second round, right?
first round, second round. Yeah. I think if you get to 13 or 14 here, I think you have a decent shot.
Oh yeah. All right.
Stepping in for his bonus round.
Yep.
That's one.
Oh, that's cranked. That's 425.
449.
Yep.
So he got the extra out there too. So he's at 12.
Yep.
That's a pop up. It
Yep.
looks like.
Yep.
Get 2 or 3 more here.
Yeah. I think 15 will be tough to beat if he can get to that.
Yeah.
If he doesn't hit another one, I think he's got a chance with 12 already, but that's not one.
Yeah.
I think he's got a chance with 12.
Yeah,
but
I think 12 is. I think that's right on the fringe.
yeah, exactly. I think Witt's gonna get around 12, most likely. Like that's like the baseline. That's gonna be too low, I think.
Oh,
Robbed by the kid. That was a good
did
catch.
he rob it? All right, so he's down to his last out, so he's got to get at least probably one
Probably
right
needs
here.
one, yeah.
There's
it
the
is.
one.
Oh, that is a bomb.
It only went 405
Really? There's 111 off the bat, and
at
it
32.
was 32 degrees. Yeah, that's a pretty high launch angle, but it's not like crazy.
Mm.
That's out.
So he's at 14, 449 again. 14, just need one more. Nope.
That's pop up. All right,
It's
14 is the
14 though.
number.
14 the number for Witt here. And yeah, I think he had those extra swing off, swing off too. So
yeah. Hey, look, more commercials.
gotta get him in. We're gonna be pushing 3 hours.
Yeah.
At the end of this, but
yeah, I'm getting tired.
a little bit, huh?
Gotta work in the morning.
It's 8 o'clock already, almost over here.
Yeah, it's
getting
10 close to 10.
There.
I gotta be up at 6.
Was hoping I'd get some Road to Glory in tonight, but I don't know.
Yeah. I will certainly be getting some in tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow later, but Ah,
All right, come on, let's get to it here, ESPN. All right, Bobby Witt Jr. time, the finale.
yeah, should see right here. So
Yep,
he's getting ready to
here he
step in
comes.
now. You're gonna have to see Bobby probably get pretty hot here early.
All right, here we go. 1 for 1. If it's
Foul.
fair. Nope, it was foul. And he's crushing the ball. He's hitting the line. Hitting the line. Uh-oh.
Hasn't hit one yet.
Oh, there you go.
There's his first one.
Whoa.
Mid 30s hit one.
All
There's
right, there's
two.
2. I don't.
Should get out.
I don't know. Yeah, it
Got
did.
out.
Wow. There you go. There's another one.
Took an early timeout too.
Yeah, he did. He's got 4.
He's got 15 pitches left, so plus the bonus time, obviously.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one thing that could come back to bite them. That's Teoscar has left pitches on the board still.
Yeah,
Like when he in his time, he
he
left
did.
I think two or three.
Yeah.
So if Bobby's able to get that, that's just extra swings there, and then obviously you get the bonus time too, where Witt can hit 425 as well. So
All right. 1 minute, 10 seconds. There's one.
there's another
Think.
one. Missed another one.
No. That's
One's
gonna
too
be that's gonna be
low.
off the wall. That might
That
get
one
out. It's gonna be
should get
close. I
out.
think it's gonna get out since it's down the line. Oh, that's a bomb.
Yeah.
Oh,
40 seconds left. He's at
yep.
7 home runs.
8,
8.
probably. Nope. There's 9, I think.
Should. No. Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
it did hit.
Barely.
So he needs. There's
He's
another
at
one,
10.
probably. So 10.
That's
It's gonna be
11.
close. That's one.
12.
That was
Oh,
not a
11.
homer. That this will be a 12th though, or 11th.
11. So he's at
Okay,
11
so
at
he's
the
got to
end of
get
regular
3, and
time.
he's got to get 3 in extra time.
Yeah.
It's gonna be close.
Which, like they just said, Teo had 11 in regular time for
Yep.
himself, too. So matches him there.
The one thing is that Witt hasn't hit a lot of 425ers. He's hit a
Yeah.
few. He's got to hit one 425.
He can do it, but
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's hit
he
few,
needs
but
to.
he got lucky. He lost the hat on the last swing.
Right.
All right. Can Bobby Witt do it here? Nope.
To pop up
There's
on
one.
his first one.
Ooh,
I think it's too
so.
low.
I think it's too low.
Bobby's down to his last
He's
out.
gotta
He
hit.
needs
He's
3
got to hit one
homers.
425 here.
Got to. That's one.
Oh, is it gonna be
Should be
425?
It should be.
It might be. I think it is.
450.
450. Jesus.
Yeah, I was gonna say that should be.
That was a bomb. That was the center field too. About that. There's
That's
another one. That's a
13.
bomb.
2 outs left. 13.
He's got to hit one more to tie here to get the.
Yeah, I think
get the
he's
swing
got
off
one
at
more
least.
in him.
I think so too, but you never know. That's foul.
Down to his last out. Needs 1 to tie, 2 to win. That's a homer.
Oh.
No!
Oh!
Off the wall. And Teoscar Hernandez wins the home run derby.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
He won it by like a foot.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow. What an insane ending to that.
Yeah, Bobby Witt's like, I can't believe it.
Yeah. He missed it by a foot to do that.
Oh, that was awesome.
Wow. Wow. A good one.
Well, it was a good home run derby. It was kind of weird. It was a little different from what we've seen typically, but it was entertaining, exciting finish.
It obviously does the new rules, change things up, but I think it gave it an enticing.
Yeah, I liked the new rules.
New rules enticing. Made it enticing. Obviously some of the big stars that you expected didn't have as good derbies as you would have thought, but it was close all the way to the end. And they had a swing off in the semifinals, and then one homer there difference that missed by a foot there. So
yeah,
was pretty exciting. But we're running up on 3 hours here. I know we're both. I know you're tired. I haven't even eaten dinner yet. I got to go eat dinner and do that. So we're probably to end this off here. Like I said earlier, looking forward to the next couple weeks. We should do a draft recap with Greg and David back next week, and then we'll have our deadline episode the week after that. So thank you guys for whoever tuned into this and watching along with us. Hope you guys had some fun. Go play some college football 25 because I know we will, and we will catch you guys here back next week to recap the draft. So thanks everyone.
Guys.